What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat.
Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. It on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The demolition, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Chili Thursday.
Yeah, it's a cold one out there.
Not the good green chili or even that Texas kind with beans in it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
actual.
That's soul warming chili. This is
frigid chili.
This is get you in the bones chili. This is gonna make your joints hurt chili.
Currently, according to the National Weather Service, it's a balmy 27 here in beautiful Roswell, New Mexico.
But hey, the sun came out. I honestly figured we were gonna be hazy and cloudy today. So
that's right. It is, and it's gonna be sunny. Highs 55.
Mm-hmm.
A little different.
Yeah,
but it's
a little cooler.
Good news is it's only like today.
It's a quick dip.
Then we're back up to like mid 60s and pushing 70 by the weekend.
This is basically our polar plunge
for this week.
Yeah, for this.
Until next week we have another one. But welcome to New Mexico.
I'm short-sighted, doggone it. Hush. This is our polar plunge.
Yeah.
This is all we get.
I never understood why people do the polar swims.
The one like the dip.
Yeah, where they go into like tundra areas and then jump in lakes and pools and whatnot.
It boggles my mind. I get into a slightly cold swimming pool and I'm like, where's the hot vent? Where's the warm vent? Can somebody just pee so we can warm this thing up real quick?
I know they like people do it for charity or for fun, whatever. I mean,
at some point, charity, has to come below hypothermia.
Well, I'm like, what's next? It's like, all right, it's hold our hand over the hot stove contest. What's next? It's like, all right, we're going to punch each other in the face and see who passes out first. Because that's what I feel like it's like down that road.
We're going to hold our breath for lung cancer awareness, everybody.
Yeah, it's like these people going, you see those idiots eating Tide Pods on Facebook? Let's go do our polar plunge.
These morons. Let's go dump ice buckets all over ourselves for ALS.
Right.
Did you do that?
No.
When that was the thing? You didn't do it?
I did not.
Yeah, we did. I was challenged to do it, and I did it.
No.
It's not pleasant.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not. I mean, I've had things dumped on me before, and, I didn't enjoy them. But, no, I didn't participate.
Tight-fitting clothing. That's my suggestion. If you have ice and things dumped over you, tight-fitting clothing.
I do the other thing. I'm like, no, I'll give you a check. The thing that you actually want.
Let me cut you a check.
Not funny videos of me going, it's cool. That's how I work. But, I'll do you.
Well, the idea was you were supposed to do the thing and then also cut the check.
And how many people actually cut a check?
Shut up. That's not the point. Talking about the intent.
They just wanted their attention dollars. Look at me. I'm a good person. I'm going to dump water on my head.
I was challenged.
I'll be like, challenge, here's $100 or whatever it is. I'll help ALS, but I ain't sitting here on video.
Who am I writing this check to? Al's what? Al's discount?
Yeah.
Pawn?
So anyway, good morning.
Yeah.
Welcome to Thursday. Happy Thursday, everybody.
Dress in layers.
That's right.
Do the New Mexico thing.
I noticed you've been all summer touting how you can't wait to wear long sleeve tees. Here it is, the day you should be wearing it, and there's my boy in a t-shirt.
I didn't have a long sleeve tee available, sir.
How do you not have any long?
Because my long sleeve tees were in a different place.
You tout your collection of long sleeve tees.
Yes.
Be prepared, man. Grab one on the way.
I probably should have planned ahead, yes, but
pack a bag, man.
I didn't stay in the same place that my long sleeve tees happened to be last evening. So yeah, I'm a drifter, man. I wear whatever's out there. Although I am mad because one of my shirts in my collection I kind of can't wear for a good long while just because of the connotation. My tie-dye shirt that's pretty much out of the rotation for a while.
I don't see why not.
Yeah, because I don't stand in solidarity
with tie-dye people.
With just the culture in general, psychedelics in general.
Oh,
the fish movement.
I don't even think they know what they're standing for.
Half the time they can't even stand. That's the thing. They're like, whoa, man, your hand looks like a sandwich.
Yeah, I never got the fish thing. Like I had friends, big time into fish and all that, and I'm talking about the band, not like goldfish or Swedish fish or fishing. But I never got it. I watched.
Their songs are really long. They don't really have a point.
Yeah.
And yeah, other than the fact that I guess that they have a certain vibe that you can vibe out to, my assumption is while on certain psychedelic drugs.
Yeah.
I mean, because I don't particularly like the music of Fish, but I also don't do DMT. So I don't know.
Well, see, that's my thing. I think a lot of us say we like things just so people think we're cooler. And I think Fish is one of those things.
Possibly, yeah. I've always felt the same way about the Rolling Stones, yes, but more specifically the Grateful Dead.
Yeah. Well, the Dead,
they have like two good songs.
Yeah. I think they just found a bunch of people that didn't want to work, and so they said, "Hey, we'll just follow the Grateful Dead on tour, and we'll sell each other T-shirts."
And we're gonna keep this thing going even until like only one of us is left. Now there's like 4 Grateful Dead. There's like Dead and Company with John Mayer, I think is still a thing.
Yeah.
There's like 4 different offshoots of Grateful Dead.
They're the capitalist hippies. The Grateful Dead.
Yeah. Well, they've definitely made their money.
Yeah. A lot of people riding, sitting pretty on Jerry Bears. But I don't know how we got way off here, but
it happens.
Good morning.
Yes.
Happy Thursday. Hope all of you are having a wonderful day. Let me give you a rundown of what's on tap for today's show. We're going to replay an interview with Elliot Rodriguez. He joined us Friday talking houses and finances with CMG Financial, and we're going to play that interview for you here in just a few minutes. In the 8 o'clock hour, 8:15, Mayor Dennis Kentai is going to join us because tonight is City Council meeting. It should have been a week ago, but because 1 week ago Thursday, it was Veterans Day. It's a national holiday. So they moved the city council meeting 1 week to today. Nice. So Mayor Dennis Kentai will join us to preview tonight's city council meeting at 8:15 this morning. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, while I was under the sedation on Tuesday.
While the drugs were good.
Yeah, while the drugs were good. We had Sean was interviewing Trina and Vera from Holiday Magic Arts and Crafts Show, which is happening this weekend out at the fairgrounds. So we're going to play that interview for you in the 9 o'clock hour. So did they bring stuff? They did. Actually, the cookies that are in the break room were a product of those. Oh, okay. Did they bring, because a lot of times in years past, they'd bring that cool Christmas wreath made out of shotgun shells. They didn't bring one of those, but did he talk about it? We talked about just a bunch of different stuff. I don't think we talked about the shotgun shell specifically, but we did talk about Trina brought in and you'll see it during the interview. She brought in a light that she made out of basically it's those clear glass wall tiles that you see in some people's houses. Okay, yeah. She took that and she kind of made that into a light kind of fixture with a Christmas tree thing. Oh, nice, real cool looking thing. Nice. Talked about that. Talked about some blown glass. Talked about different different pieces of attire that are available. Just kind of the plethora of things that are out there. Very cool. And the 40th anniversary. Ooh, big 4-0 for Holiday Magic. Doesn't look a year over 22. I know. It's because it uses the skin cream. Yeah. Oil of Olay. That's right. Oil of, oh yeah. So we'll play that interview for you about 9:15 or so this morning. Plus, we'll have all of your features hourly that include the news of the local and national variety, along with town hall business updates and whatever else we can come up with for today's show. Yes, indeedy. Let's see. Before, there was something I was going to mention, and I just spaced out on what it was. I had some too, and it's gone. It's what I'm blaming the weather.
Some people's joints don't work. Since our brains are the only thing that usually function, I'm just going to blame that. It's the cold.
Oh, apparently I have a dead fan. They're like, you can bag on fish all you want, but don't bag on the dead.
I'm not bagging. I'm not bagging on the dead. It's just, it's not for me. It's not my scene.
Put it this way. I will say this. If someone said, room left, you'll be stuck in an eternity with room with fish songs, or to the right, songs filled with Grateful Dead. I'm hanging out in the Grateful Dead.
Oh, yeah, no, totally. I'm heading to the dead hall. Yeah. Well, because the problem is you go to the room with the Eternity of Fish songs, it's only 3 songs. It's just that same song keeps playing. That's why their concerts are so long. They have a full, like a regular set.
Yeah.
They just have, all their songs are 27 minutes long. They make Iron Butterfly look like chumps.
And the thing that gets me about fish fans is that...
Everything.
Well, the
Just
fact that
everything.
they're that like, if you think fish stinks, which most of us do, they think
You're
like,
wrong.
Yeah, you're wrong, and
Right.
you don't get it.
You're just not hip to the scene. You
yeah,
just
and
don't
it's like,
understand.
no, that band is awful.
I'm on a different level than you are because I understand the complexities of fish. No, you don't. It's
You
an
are on a-
Emperor's New Clothes situation.
Yeah, you are on a new level. It's the level of stupid.
It's a dumb level. Come at me, fish fans. I'm confident I can take you all.
There you go.
Pretty sure I can take out some fish fans.
But don't beat them up, Grateful Dead fans.
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell the difference is the problem.
Nah. Dead fans are...
I will say a lot more tie-dye.
Yeah, a lot more Jerry Bears and, that stuff with the Grateful Dead guys.
Oh, yeah. With the dead, you're probably looking a lot more like, I'm thinking like desert colors, like, the browns, more like desert camo colors, but also that psychedelic feel. But with fish, I'm thinking more like, like a lava lamp.
There you go.
Like a broken lava lamp.
Well, I guess they've made their mark because I don't see them doing like the casino tour or nothing. So
Well, yeah, I mean, in fairness, they're still doing what they do.
I guess those weirdos paid them a lot of money to play that crap.
Well, that, and, it can't be that hard to get on Burning Man every year.
That's true. Hey, let's go to places where they don't bathe.
Dude,
they'll love us.
We just got on at Bumbershoot. Grab the patchouli and get in the van.
Oh, man. All right, it is 7:17. Let's tell you how cold it is. Here's your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty cool today. We have high pressure moving in from the Rockies, and that'll keep us in the mid-50s on our afternoon high, but we will get plenty of sunshine across the area. Clear tonight down to the upper 20s and low 30s, and then we pick up about 10 degrees tomorrow with plenty of sunshine, our high in the upper 60s. We're back in the mid-70s and sunny on Saturday, fair and cooler Sunday. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton. That's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 27 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 49%. Winds currently out of the northeast at 8 miles per hour. We will warm up a little bit. Sunny skies, mid-50s today, 55 officially, with winds out of the north, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, clear skies, overnight low of 30. So once again, below freezing. Winds out of the south at around 5 miles per hour. A little warmer for you Friday. Actually, quite a bit warmer. Sunny skies, not quite 70, but not far from it. 68 officially on Friday. Looks like winds will be out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday night, clear skies, overnight low of 36, with southwest winds at around 5 miles per hour. Looks like we'll be in the mid-70s for Saturday. Sunny skies, 76 for a high, so really warming up with west winds 5 to 10. Sunday, we're going to drop back down into the mid-60s, mostly sunny, high of 64. And then when you head back to work and school for at least a couple days next week to start your Thanksgiving week, sunny and 66. Well, it looks like we'll be mid-60s Monday, low 70s Tuesday, and upper 60s Wednesday. I'll get you your Thanksgiving forecast probably tomorrow. But looks like we're going to be floating in the 60s for a good hunk of next week there. All right, it is 7:19, and I got to tell you, if you're looking for a new vehicle, fresh inventory alert happening right now at Richland Chevrolet Cadillac GMC on West 2nd. New inventory just arrived, including a 2022 Cadillac XT6 that's available in crystal white tri-coat. Also, a 2022 Chevy 2500 Custom Double Cab. It's got a 6.6 liter gas engine. 2022 GMC 1500 Denali with a 6.2 liter. It's in Cayenne Red. Also, a 2021 GMC 1500 Elevation Edition. That's in satin steel metallic. And also on the lot right now, a 2021 GMC 1500 Elevation Edition. It's a double cab in dark sky metallic. So go see the folks at Richmond for your next vehicle purchase and ride for the brand. Richland, Chevy, Cadillac, GMC on West 2nd and online at rlchevrolet.com. All right, it is 7:20. We're going to take about a 3.5-minute break here. And then on the other side, replay interview with Elliot Rodriguez from CMG Financial. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
High-flying action is back on the High Plains as Eastern New Mexico University men's and women's basketball is back on the hardwood. ENMU has a thrilling home slate as they welcome in conference rivals and national runner-up West Texas A&M, in-state rival Western New Mexico, and many other exciting matchups that you don't want to miss. Season tickets start as low as $50 for the 2021-22 season. Call 575-562-2153 or visit goeasternathletics.com for more ticket information. ENMU Greyhound men's and women's basketball. All in.
Martine's Capital Cafe in Roswell offers authentic and highly rated New Mexico food. Explore their amazing menu featuring huevos rancheros or asado with eggs or their green chili stew. And you can't forget their award-winning green chili cheeseburger, all made from scratch using their finest and freshest ingredients. Open for carryout with curbside delivery or limited dine-in. Just call ahead 624-2111. Martine's Capital Cafe, always pleasing the most refined palate. Open Monday through Saturday from 6 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. at 110 West 4th in Roswell.
There's magic in the air. The 40th annual Holiday Magic Art and Craft Show. Friday and Saturday, November 19th and 20th at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds, featuring a variety of unique handmade creations by artists, artisans, and crafters from New Mexico and Texas, mixing returning favorites with many new exhibitors. Featured artists include Judy Alvarez and Wandine Phipps from Artesia, New Mexico. Find an array of unique crafts such as fine art, jewelry, pottery, glass and woodwork, women's and children's apparel, leatherwork, stuffed bears, and sweet green chili. Tasty treats like pumpkin rolls by Deborah Lucas, Keek's Tie, Sandra's Roasted Corn, mini donuts by Karen Hendricks, and plenty more. Door prizes including nativity sets, paintings, gift certificates, and more. Admission is $2 and kids 12 and under are free. Google Holiday Magic 2021 to learn more. Holiday Magic, November 19th and 20th at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds. Put a little magic into your holiday season.
For over 40 years, Sierra Blanca Motors here in Roswell have been providing locals with quality vehicles and are committed to providing you quality vehicles and service for many years to come. No sales gimmicks, no inflated pricing, just a quality pre-owned vehicle listed at retail pricing or less. Have a used vehicle to sell? Get top trade-in value or an amazing cash offer today. Let Danny or Jose provide you a great car buying experience. Call 575-622-7907 or stop by Sierra Blanca Motors at 720 South Main Street in Roswell. Se habla español.
A comedian once said, "No one can tell me anything, not even myself." Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage.
You know, most people stop listening and start forming an answer or response when someone's talking to them within 7 seconds, so they miss most of the information.
John 10:27 says, "My sheep listen to my voice. I know them, and they follow me."
You know, when Julie and I were preparing for this, she looked right at me after I spoke for a while and said, "What?" I guess we all have work to do in listening. But you know what? Just like learning to know God takes time and focus and to know His voice, it's going to take time and focus to really get to know our spouse and to really start enjoying and loving marriage.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The average person spends only 10 minutes a day speaking. Many wish Mike Winters was more like the average person. Here's Mike Winters.
Joining us here in studio this morning from CMG Financial, Elliot Rodriguez back with us. Morning, Elliot.
Good morning, Roswell.
How are you doing today?
Hey, like I said last time, it's Friday.
It's Friday. It's Friday.
But
and,
it feels like a Monday to me, though.
It's been a lot of Mondays lately.
It feels like that lately, isn't it?
Like pound for pound, there's more Mondays than Fridays right now. But
I was listening to you guys, and you guys were cracking me up. I was like, all right, like, we need to bring Sean in here once in a while. You know,
Sean's got a whole vision in his head that rattles around in there, and he displayed it there. Because I'm like, I don't know where he's going with this.
Like,
I'll just let him go.
I was just laughing, like, okay.
Yeah, sometimes I just sit back and say, let him go. That was one of those moments.
No,
so.
it was a nice weekend.
Good.
I mean, what am I saying? It wasn't a weekend. So you see, I'm stuck in a loop.
Yeah, you're about to start another one.
So my weekends are like a blur, as you can see. But I think that's what I meant.
Good.
It's about to be a weekend, so hopefully, take a little break if I can.
I'm about to say your weekends are probably as busy as your weekdays because a lot of your clientele and things are free on the weekends. And that's when they want to talk their money and finances with you. For folks that don't know, Elliot with CMG Financial, he joins us once a month here on the show. And Elliot is the man that he's not your real estate agent. He's not the guy that's going to pick the house for you. He's the guy that sets up the financing for that house. And and to be honest, if you're in the market for buying a house, you need to see Elliot before you see the real estate agent, to be honest, because that way, the agent knows exactly what they're working with, and you can actually make the agent work for you a lot better when you see Elliot first and saying, all right, Elliot, I'm here. And he's like, hey, we got you here. You're approved for $200,000. And you're like, sweet. Now you go to the real estate agent and say, I'm good for $200,000. Let's find houses in that price range. But if you don't do that first, then you might set yourself up for disappointment because you might be like falling in love with a house, and then you turn out that's out of your price range, or that's just not going to work for you. So Elliot's the guy to talk to first, and this is something we say every time. Elliot, he works with everybody, helps I don't care if this is your first home or your 50th home. He's going to help you and take care of you. But he really does enjoy working with folks first time, folks that I've never bought a home before. They think maybe they're not qualified, don't know all the steps, or if you think like maybe you're close. He loves helping those people and helping them push them over the finish line to make sure that they get the home of their dreams, or that first home that's theirs. And may not be the home of your dreams the first time, but that's something you got to realize too. First time home buyer, you ain't buying. And generally speaking, you're not buying your forever home that first.
And we definitely push it.
Yeah.
Because you'd be surprised lately what we've been pushing. Yeah. It's been crazy. The market is awesome still. It's very interesting considering what's happening in the market and what's going on with our government and everything.
Sure.
But the fact still stands. Homes are selling. Prices are still going up. For a moment, it felt like kind of, it stays steady there for a moment, but I think it's still pushing up.
Gotcha. So we're not done. The ceiling's not been hit yet.
It's not being hit, And as you been listening, they're doing everything in their power to try to, keep things going. Hopefully they don't throw too much money so it explodes. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But the market's still good. Rates keep going up and down. All right. It's still low considering what we had 3 years ago.
Sure.
Okay. And remember, 3 years ago was pretty good. I mean, 4.5, that's still good, back then.
Yeah. I was delighted when I got that a couple years ago.
Yeah, and that's the fact, But right now they're still low. They're still going up.
Mm-hmm.
And also depends on the circumstances of the individual. That's going to dictate what interest rate you're going to get anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But the market is still floating like there's no tomorrow. I mean, it's not stopping right now.
Is it still leaning heavy towards a seller's market where inventories, at least in our area,
it's very interesting because it really depends on the negotiation skill of your agent. Okay. And if you if you do the right offer, it may still be on your side as a buyer.
Gotcha. Okay.
But right now, let's be realistic. There's not enough inventory. Homes are coming and they're going right away.
They got the demand right now.
Yeah, the demand is happening.
Way higher than the supply right now. So.
And that's the case. To the matter that we have to keep an eye on because let's be realistic. More homes that are like 250, 300 and plus keep coming out. There's still a handful of 100, 120, 150, but not many of them. Okay.
And that's from probably, I would say, the average person in Roswell is probably in around 150.
And it makes it hard on the agents because there's not enough homes for those prices.
Sure.
And so what, like like you were saying, like Elliot gets you approved for that $200,000.
Yeah.
And then I get a phone call. You know what? Can't find nothing at 200. Can we push it to 225, 250? It's like, and I'm almost saying, no, we can. But at the same time, depending on circumstances, most of the time I'm able to.
Sure.
I like to try to keep that gap. I don't like to be on the maximum on the stream, if you may, because the stream may
and at the end of the day, it's when you look and say, okay, well, if I do this, my monthly payment will be this, and then and even if Elliot says you can afford it, at the end of the day, you need to look and say, is it? Because, again, it's your personal decision. It's like, all right, if my mortgage is now $100 more than I anticipated it to be a month, that $100 has got to come from somewhere. Where is it? Is it an extra fund? Is it going to come from bills? Where's that come from? And as long as...
No more Pixels for the month.
Yeah, just because you make enough money to pay that, if your budget's not set up right, that doesn't mean you can pull it off and do it without... creating hassle and headaches.
Well, you and I talk about this all the time. Yeah. I mean, because you can doesn't mean you should.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. That's the part that we always like to keep in mind and make sure, like, hey, we're not pushing it to the limit way too far.
Sure.
Because then you don't have no room to breathe. And we do everything in a way that we're not going to put nobody in a bad place. But no matter what, in the end of the day, the customer is the one making those payments. I mean. You can't call Elliot from CMU Financial and help you make the payments.
Exactly.
If you are comfortable, for example, on a $1,200 payment, and you can qualify for a $1,800 payment. Do you really want to push it there, to that level? That's the question.
Yeah.
Okay. They always tell me, Elliot, why are you pushing it to the point, to the limits? Like, it wasn't me, dude.
I'd have you back here.
I was good to this much. And they couldn't find a house. At the last minute, they found a house that it was just a little more expensive, so they pushed it to the limit. It wasn't on purpose. We don't want customers to push it too far out.
Sure.
Even if you can afford it, it's something in a personal level that you have to say, am I going to be okay with that? Am I going to be, do we get to go out to eat out, a monthly a little less? All those different things.
Sure.
Because in the end of the day, is your way of life that's going to be, taking the hit, and you have to maintain that way of life. Is it going to be good? To really go into the bottom on how things are, when, let's say somebody's living with a family member, okay, and they're going to buy a home.
Right.
They didn't have no rent. They didn't have no mortgage. We even asked for a letter from the borrower stating, the shock of going into having a kind of payment that you were not used to, okay? Part of the process,
sure,
for the approval. So when the underwriter sees this, even though the person is approved, the underwriter still has to approve it and go with FHA guidelines, for example. Okay, and the shock of having a brand new payment of $1,000 that you didn't have before has to be always addressed. A lot of people always ask me, why you guys ask for a letter for something like that? It's like, well, just think about it. You've been saving some money.
Sure.
Or maybe you haven't been saving enough, but you don't have a mortgage payment. We need to address those things to show, like, yes, we're going to be able to. I'm aware of that. I'm going to take up on a mortgage, and it's going to cost me $1,000. And for the past year and a half to 2 years, whatever time you've been there, I've been helping mom and dad or my cousin or whoever you're living with, with just, utilities and stuff like that. So, and we need to address that so that's going to be the case, and we need to know that you already know that's going to be the case. Because remember, like I always said it, we're not going to put you in a house so that in 6 months from now, whatever, you lose it or next year.
Or you got a house, but now there's not a stitch of furniture in there because you just spent all your money buying the house.
So Ted always think that I push it to the limit myself directly. It's like, no, but I advise everybody.
But you don't know how often that happens. I mean, especially like you go down.
It's hard.
Like I was hearing stories now, if it was you telling me this or somebody else, but like down in Miami where you go to some of these affluent neighborhoods and they're $1 million homes that these people bought, but you go in and there's not a stitch of furniture because they spent all of their money on the $1 million home.
Yeah, talking about that before.
And
it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, and we have to be careful about that. Yeah. I mean, I get it that you can go.
But people do that because
it's and get stuff. But come on.
but people do that to thinking as it's some kind of symbolism, like, ooh, look at my house in this neighborhood. It's like, yeah, that's great. You can now brag that you have that, but you don't have anything to live on. You have you just eat ramen noodles at your $1 million home on a paper plate that you had to borrow from somebody else. I mean, come on, man. I mean,
that's why we have to be careful.
Yeah.
But no, that's why at CMG, we pride ourselves to trying to, guide our customers to the right place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes, it's not my choice. The real estate agent and the buyer, they go and shows the house.
Yeah.
We don't deal with that stuff.
Sure.
You can ask for advice on all kind of stuff, but in the end of the day, we talk numbers, not houses.
Sure.
I'll tell you if it's a nice house or not, if you ask. But
sure.
In the end of the day,
sure.
Your likings and all that stuff that you want is you. That's a thing that nobody can take away from you.
Yeah, you want a greenhouse with pink doors and all that stuff. God bless you.
Yeah, that's the way it is. No, but the market's still good. It's funny, and I have always said it. Because you and I, we bought our houses when the market was crazy.
Sure.
Know? I mean, people think it's crazy now. They have no idea. But, you go back 12 years ago plus, it was really bad. The interest rate were higher.
Yeah.
So we are in a blessing moment, if you think about it. So whoever is listening out there and you've been thinking, you have the issue like, I should buy my house, you should think it real hard and try to do it as soon as you can because we don't know for how long this is going to last. We anticipate
it's a golden opportunity. Yeah.
Before COVID, we were talking, it may stay like that for 1.5 to 2 years or whatever. And you know what? In a way, the nonsense of COVID kind of made it really completely stay the way it is.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it brought some stabilization there. And,
as crazy as that sounds,
thing,
But if you keep your eye on what's happening, there's a lot of craziness. Let me make a good example. 11:30 in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
We could have gone anywhere in town to go to an Allsup's. That's not happening right now. So obviously, COVID is really is affecting.
Sure.
Okay, the way the government and the choices that we're making and how people are doing things is affecting. We never Allsup's is like we always used to say when do Allsup's ever close?
Yeah. Why do they have locks?
Why do they have locks now? What the heck? What's happening?
They don't need a lock on the door. They're always open.
It's supposed to be open, but it's changing. It's showing you what's happening. What we've been listening about in the East Coast and the West Coast with the ships, on the harbor just waiting, So you could see the trigger effects throughout the whole entire country. And if you pay attention and you see those things, it's happening all the way even over here.
Sure.
Okay, so I say those people that are at home maybe collecting, unemployment or whatever, we don't know for how long that's going to go for you. If you don't check and see, get a job, you may not have a job later either.
Sure.
So it's tough. It's gonna we will see where it's gonna turn to. But the market right now, people are working. There's jobs being offered everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God! If you look everywhere, even Domino's starts their little answer machine with we are hiring.
Mm-hmm.
It's so very true.
Yeah, exactly.
I never heard that before.
Everybody. Yeah.
So it's happening. But the market is still somewhat stable. It's a little, all over the place about what the Feds are going to be doing and so on. But at the same time, it's still somewhat steady. So it's very interesting how it has, if you may evolve to this situation, which is rare, because we don't know where it's going to go, But right now, it's solid still. People are buying houses. There's not enough houses. So if you're really going to buy a house, you need to come and see me and be truly ready because the worst case scenario is that you make an offer on a property, you're not approved, and then you have to try to get approved, and then you cannot even have that house.
Yeah.
So you need to come and see, me and Ted.
Go see it first.
Yeah. In that way we can get you approved, and you be ready.
And that way you can explain everything that you're confused about because I know buying a house, especially the first time you do it, it's intimidating, it's confusing. Going to be a lot of sweaty palms. There's going to be a whole lot of that going on because you're about to sign the biggest check that you've ever signed in your life, probably. And that's a big deal. But at the same time, it's so exciting and it's so great, and it really is your foot in the door. It is. It's we joke about the American dream and all this stuff, and the two kids, the picket fence, the whole nine. But really, that's it. When you own your first home, you and your family, it's yours. You're not paying a rent fee to anybody else. You're just paying the mortgage.
You get to make sure you make your choices and stuff.
It gets your foot in the game. You're all of a sudden you're going to find credit opportunities and things available to you that weren't available to you before. Be smart and take care of that, where Elliot can help you and talk to you about that. But you're going to almost start feeling like you're in the club now.
I know, and it's different.
It is different. It's just because now that you have basically skin in the game is with that home. Now people are like, okay, that's an investment that's got some kind of stability. Somebody that I want to offer my services and money to, and that's so you become. And I know someone's like, well, I don't want all that, but it's like, yeah, but that's how you begat success in this country. That's
correct.
You once you got there, now you've got the foundation. Now you've got the home. You've got something that's and at the end of the day, every time you're making a monthly mortgage payment, you're investing back in yourself with that because you're paying off something you own. And the good news about real estate is very rarely does it go down in property values. Unless you bought a lemon, which is very which can happen.
It can happen, but you can turn that around anyway. You know, the say you got lemons, you can make lemonade.
Yeah.
But the thing is this, like you were saying, the boy. I guess it is Friday. The ball is on your court. Okay, it means it's up to you now.
Yeah.
Okay, so I believe, because I heard the other day that a customer, not one of mine, bought a house and they're like, hey, we have a 3-day receipt. You're like, there's no 3-day receipt on buying a house. Okay. I guess something went wrong that they didn't want to have the house anymore.
Okay.
I don't know what the case was. If that individual is listening, whatever the situation was,
yeah,
like I just said, if you have lemons, make lemonade, okay, because it's yours. You must have gone for it for a reason, from the beginning. But only God knows what happens. The thing is this: it's up to all of us to make a decision and move forward.
Sure.
And yes, it is scary to buy a house, but when you have a good lender that kind of really walk you through,
yeah,
and it's not that bad. And I'm gonna put a really good example. We just had 2 police academy cadets just yesterday bought houses.
Nice.
One was mine, the other one somebody else. I was not aware of that. I heard it from the person that I was doing a closing with me. Okay. This individual didn't have phone access. Okay. I think I met him once on a Saturday. Everything was through the internet. Okay.
Wow.
I read the face-to-face stuff and everything like that.
Sure.
But considering that it was just emails, because he hardly ever texts. Okay. Because he's at the training.
Yeah, so he's busy.
So he's busy. So in the evening, he probably because most of the emails that we send was in the evening, and I was able to respond to them because I keep an eye on everything all the time. So the part that is interesting, the only reason maybe it took us just a little longer was because appraisals are taking a little longer lately.
Okay.
So, but besides that, the whole thing went pretty smooth. Okay. And the kid, very young, probably scared as heck buying a house. His dad and his uncle sent him my way, and we took care of him.
And got him all set up.
And got him all set up. And the point that I'm trying to bring to everybody out there is that it is a little scary. Mm-hmm. But if you follow my lead and give me the items that I need from you, I'll take you to the end, And I always tell people, just look at me as a quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay? You're the owner of the team. You give me everything I need. You give me my linebackers, my blockers. You give me my kicker. Give me, my people to protect me so I can get down to the goal, and get that and score that, that goal for you.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Yeah.
And that's literally kind of what I do.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll make sure that I get down there, but I cannot get down there without my support. So if you give me all the items that I need, follow my lead and do everything I ask you. Trust me, I'll get you a house.
Sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I have got homes that Ted said to me is like, nah, that's not going to work. It's like, yeah, it's going to work. CMG says it's going to work.
We'll get it. We'll make it happen.
We'll make it happen for them.
That's awesome.
And it's the fun part, but it is happening.
Yeah.
The market is still steady, going forward. So the people that are out there thinking about buying a house, consider it, because the market eventually is not going to be as good as it is now. But remember, when it's good or bad, you still need a home.
Absolutely.
You know, we're still here to help you.
Absolutely.
And the agents are there waiting for you to, to help you as well.
Absolutely. I just got text. We're about to start volleyball here in about 5 minutes.
No problem.
So I hate to cut us short here,
That's okay.
but folks, if you're looking for a home, give Elliot a call. I don't care if you've bought him 50 times or it's your first time. Elliot will help you through every step of that process, and especially if you've been told no before, for whatever reason, Elliot loves to sit down and work with you and say, you know why you're no, it's because of this. Give me 6 months or give me whatever, and this will turn up. And guess what? You come see me in 6 months, I guarantee you're going to be qualified.
Well, you'll
for a
have
loan.
it, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So he can help you do that. Don't hesitate to reach out and call him. Probably in this world is just call a cell direct. That's probably the quickest way. 719-237-4680. Again, that's 719-237-4680. If you love doing stuff online, like he was just talking about one of his clients here, you can always email him direct. It's erodriguez@cmgfi.com. Again, that's erodriguez@cmgfi.com. And if you want to go read up more about Elliot here and more about CMG Financial, you can go direct to his website as well, which is very similar to his email address. It's erodriguez.cmgfi.com. It's just like the email, but replace the first dot with an at.
That's
symbol.
correct.
And that way you can go, and then of course come by his office here too,
Mm-hmm.
and talk to Ted or himself. He'd be happy to get you put in the right direction.
We'll take care of you guys. I mean, that's what we're there for.
Absolutely.
Okay? That's what it's funny. That's what we live for. Let's be realistic.
Well, every time he's taking a picture of you on Facebook and handing you your contract to your new loan here, he's very happy
I use
about
that big key. Remember, I use the key.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's, can I keep that key? No, it says Elliot.
Yeah, I need that key.
That's my key.
It's the key to my success.
No, I'm here to help everybody. So
awesome.
Say the word. We're there for you. And CMG is strong and steady, and we will take care of you.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, sir. Yes. Appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Have a great Thanksgiving.
Thank you
I'll
for
see you
having
between now and then.
Sounds good.
And try to get some downtime in there.
I'm trying. I'm getting there.
There you go. Call in sick. Say your word. You're saying, oh, they had
well,
a problem.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't matter, does it? All right.
Now for a Pecos Valley News update, I'm Jared Cirillo. Everyone invited to attend a ceremony in Roswell celebrating the completion of the Fish Pond project. The celebration will be from 3 to 4 p.m. on Friday at Spring River Zoo. The ceremony is recognizing the work that went into the project and all those involved as well. It will still be a while before the zoo is ready to open the pond to the public. Information on that will be announced in the future as plans develop for the pond's reopening. And the Roswell Museum and Art Center, Southeast New Mexico's leading cultural institution, is introducing a new identity and logo as the Roswell Museum. The last significant change to the museum's visual identity was in 2006. The name change to the Roswell Museum was implemented to clarify the institution's diverse range of exhibitions and programming to the local community and beyond. The mission of the museum is to inspire discovery and creativity along with cultural understanding of the American Southwest and the greater community. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. This year, Santa is the least of your worries. It's big tech that's watching. I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by T-Mobile. Their advanced network now goes farther than ever before. Visit T-Mobile.com/55 today. Gift shopping for the holidays will always include at least a few high-tech items, many of which have the ability to spy on your entire family. Of course, you know about Amazon's Echo. It's always listening. And then there's Siri, running on all Apple products. But then there's also the NordicTrack treadmill and the iRobot Roomba vacuum and many more. The folks at Mozilla, the people behind the popular Firefox web browser, spent almost 1,000 hours researching the most problematic tech devices. 47 made Mozilla's most naughty list. Whistle pet trackers and even some quick-set locks made the list. To see them all, go to Commando.com. That's Komando.com. Before you dot another I, Bob Cratchit, that's Commando.com. These days, small business owners are busier than ever. And spending time searching for the right candidates can feel like you're just taking time away from growing your business. That's why LinkedIn Jobs makes it easier to find the people you want to talk to, faster, and for free. Create a free job post in minutes on LinkedIn Jobs to reach your network and beyond to the world's largest professional network of over 770 million people. Focus on candidates with the skills and experience you need. Use screening questions to get your role in front of only the most qualified people. Then, use the simple tools on LinkedIn Jobs to quickly filter and prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the candidates worth interviewing faster. It's that easy. Did you know that every week, nearly 40 million job seekers visit LinkedIn? Post your job for free at linkedin.com/Kim. That's linkedin.com/Kim. Terms and conditions apply. linkedin.com/Kim.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty cool today. We have high pressure moving in from the Rockies, and that'll keep us in the mid-50s on our afternoon high, but we will get plenty of sunshine across the area. Clear tonight down to the upper 20s and low 30s, and then we pick up about 10 degrees tomorrow with plenty of sunshine, our high in the upper 60s. We're back in the mid-70s and sunny on Saturday, fair and cooler Sunday. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton. That's your latest forecast.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. Boy, the NMMI Broncos junior college football team's really rolling these days. Last week, pummeling Blinn College 48-0. That was the first round of the playoffs. Now this week, they'll be playing in the championship of the Southwest Junior College Conference against Tyler. NMMI is ranked number 2 in the country. That game starts at 2 o'clock, and these two teams have played this season. NMMI kind of pummeled Tyler 49-13 earlier in the season. Now this last week, the Broncos piled up 540 yards of offense led by quarterback Diego Pavia. Defensive back Joseph Norwood picked off 2 passes for interceptions. But this week you get to see a Tyler team quarterbacked by General Booty. Not kidding. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell Talk FM 106.5.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander. Battery-powered vehicles will get top billing at the Los Angeles Auto Show, which opens this week. Subaru, which has seen strong sales growth in the U.S. during the past decade, will unveil its first all-electric vehicle. VinFast, a Vietnamese automaker that plans to start selling in the U.S. next year, will show off 2 all-electric SUVs. Amazon says it will stop accepting Visa credit cards issued in the United Kingdom because of a dispute over fees, marking growing tensions between the companies. The online retail giant said in a message Wednesday to customers that they won't be able to use the payment company's UK credit cards starting January 19th. On Wall Street, the Dow down 211 points to 35,931. The Nasdaq down 52 to 15,921. And the S&P 500 dropped 12 points to 4,688. With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
This is another commercial from your friends at Roswell Ford, so you're probably expecting to hear about all the great deals here at the Tailgate Nation. Well, we'll get to that in a minute. First, we want to talk about buying a car from you. Roswell Ford is looking for gently used, late-model cars and trucks, and if you have one, we're prepared to pay top dollar for it, even if you're not ready to buy anything from us. Just bring it in and see how much it's worth. You'll probably be surprised. And if you are looking to trade up, Roswell Ford has 27 trucks, 30 SUVs, 22 cars, the largest pre-owned selection in southeastern New Mexico, like a Jeep Cherokee for just $10,900, a Ford Escape for just $11,900, and a Jeep Patriot for only $16,400, a Ford F-150 Super Crew XLT, just $19,900. And Roswell Ford backs each one with a 3-day money-back guarantee, so you won't be second-guessing yourself. Buying or selling, you can't go wrong when you're doing business with the Tailgate Nation. Roswell Ford.
George Wyatt was a family man. He was married to a wonderful woman that had 4 children. It was a time of war, and the Union Army needed Wyatt to go into battle. About that time he was about to go off to war, a young man named Richard Pratt volunteered to go in his place. Pratt, the single and more youthful man, was ready to fight for his country. The Army gave its approval, and Richard Pratt went off to fight in the place of George Wyatt. It wasn't long before Pratt would be killed in battle. In time, the Army came looking for George Wyatt to go to battle. He protested, explaining that Pratt went for him. When the Army looked in the records, there was his name, George Wyatt, deceased. You see, Richard Pratt died so that Wyatt didn't have to die. True story. Also a true story, Jesus died for you, so you won't have to die. You're loved. Remember that this week.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Are you okay? COVID affects everyone and can make us feel alone and overwhelmed with stress, anxiety, and grief. Many of us are worried about jobs, money, housing, testing, and missing classmates, friends, and family. We can help you cope with COVID. Call 505-954-1057 now for free and confidential phone counseling. We are in this together. Cope with COVID. Call 505-954-1057. Paid for by New Mexico Behavioral Health Services Division.
Make it a November to remember at Roswell Honda. They've knocked the absolute stuffing out of the prices across the lot, so you'll save a gravy boatload. Like a 2015 Nissan Rogue for just $209 a month, a 2012 Civic for just $164 a month, or a 2012 Dodge Caravan for just $109 a month. Get a free turkey and a 12-pack of Pepsi just for stopping by, a pumpkin pie with a qualified test drive, and a $25 Albertsons gift card with a purchase. And register to win a $400 Visa shopping spree. November to remember, on now at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Astronauts are not allowed to eat beans before they go into space because passing wind in a spacesuit damages them. The suits or the astronauts? Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 7:55. Stay tuned next hour, about 8:15 or so. We're going to have Roswell Mayor Dennis Kenta join us. Tonight is City Council meeting. Normally, it would be on the second Thursday of the month, but the second Thursday of the month in November was Veterans Day, a federal holiday. So City Council meeting got pushed a week to today. So the mayor will join us here next hour, preview what's on tap for tonight's City Council meeting, and, of course, join us in the 7 o'clock hour tomorrow morning, about 7:30 or so, to give us the Sports Center recap of what happened at the City Council meeting. Hey, mark December 4th. On your calendars, the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico will be hosting their historic Christmas book fair and more. It's going to be from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They're at the Archives facility at 208 North Lee Street. The historic book fair features out-of-print books and book signings by John LeMay, Donna Burchell. Individuals making purchases at the book fair will receive a holiday treat. Holiday mystery bags will be available for purchase as well. Do your Christmas shopping with their silent auction items as well. If you go to roswellnmhistory.org, you can learn more information about the silent auction, and, of course, if you'd like to make donations or purchase books, anything like that too. But December 4th is their big Christmas book fair, and this is an opportunity for folks to get your hands on rare out-of-print books. People make donations to the Historical Society of collectibles and things, and we get a lot of books, a lot of collectible books. Now, we keep the good ones for the Historical Society. So if it's the original or one copy, they keep that. But if they get multiple copies of a book, they will, first they'll keep the best copy. And if they need to, like, take a dust jacket off of one to put it on the other and make it a more perfect book, they will do that. But if there's extras, then they sell them at these historic book fairs. So it's a chance for you to get books that are no longer available, collector's items, really cool stuff. So if you've got some readers or some collectors on your list, this will be a great place for you to do some Christmas shopping. Or if you yourself are a collector, and do some Christmas shopping for yourself. But if you have any questions, don't hesitate. Log on to roswellnmhistory.org. Learn more about the silent auction, the book fair, and all that the Historical Society does. And, of course, if you have any questions, you can email Amy, history director at outlook.com. If you have any questions on that about that. But, yeah, they got a lot of great stuff going on with the Historical Society there, too. And if you want private tours, all that stuff, too. Oh, by the way, also, Main Street Roswell. Of course, they're hosting First Fridays and things, but they've got limited commemorative Christmas ornaments of the Chaves County Courthouse available. If you go to mainstreetroswell.org, you can learn more. They're 3D metal ornaments with a gorgeous image of the Chaves County Courthouse. There's a limited supply, but they're on sale for $25 each or $40 for two. It's first come, first served basis. But get them now, mainstreetroswell.org. So maybe you want to start your own little collection here. Maybe you're a family starting out, you starting your own ornaments and things for your tree. Well, I invite you to go to mainstreetroswell.org and pick up one for our little neck of the woods here and get one with the beautiful historic Chavez County Courthouse on the front there. That'd be a nice little keepsake for your family there. All right, it is closing in on 8 o'clock. Time for us to pause for some town hall news. We're going to do that now, and then we'll be back on the other side of news. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters. We'll be back.
Talk radio has landed on the all-new 106.5 FM KEND Roswell.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Further testimony to the resilience of the U.S. economy in the face of daunting challenges. A number of Americans applying for unemployment down for the 7th week in a row, hitting a pandemic low, 268,000.
The Labor Department says jobless claims dipped by 1,000 last week from the week before. The drop in the number of applications for unemployment aid reflects the labor market's strong recovery from last year's intense coronavirus recession. The 4-week average of claims also fell to a pandemic low of just below 273,000.
Correspondent Jeremy House. Month-long strike by John Deere workers is over. They've approved a new contract that they had rejected twice before, providing an immediate 10% pay raise for some 10,000 Deere employees. President Biden will have a couple of neighbors over to the White House today.
The president will be holding face-to-face talks with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador. It marks the first get-together for North American leaders since 2016. Several issues are on the agenda, including the pandemic, immigration, and trade.
White House correspondent Greg Clugston says it's a one-day summit. The same storm that unleashed destructive flooding across parts of the Pacific Northwest also hit British Columbia hard. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau sending troops to BC to aid in the recovery efforts.
I can confirm there are hundreds of Canadian Armed Forces members currently headed to British Columbia to help with everything from supplies to evacuation to whatever is needed. There are thousands more on standby.
Trudeau on Canada's CTV network. The heavy rains north of the border triggered devastating mudslides, cutting off entire communities. Watching Wall Street this morning, stocks are mixed at the moment. Right now, the Dow down 130 points, NASDAQ 18 points higher, and the S&P better by 4 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover. All for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 3388 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 3388. Enjoy.
Iraq's foreign ministry says more than 400 Iraqis who have been trying to migrate to the European Union from Belarus are returning to their home country today. The BBC's Adam Easton in Warsaw.
The Iraqi repatriation flight has been welcomed in Poland, which has seen the highest number of migrants trying to enter from Belarus. Several thousand migrants are thought to still be on the border, and they appear determined to try to start a new life in the EU. But with winter approaching, their journey is becoming extremely perilous, and at least 8 people have died in the attempt. EU-led diplomatic efforts continue to try to resolve the crisis, and several Middle Eastern countries have agreed to stop flights to Belarus.
The Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Cologne, Germany, has held a service of penance for cases of sexual abuse by clergy members, saying the ritual was not an absolution for the perpetrators, but rather a confession of guilt. News and analysis, townhall.com. Republican Senator James Lankford of Oklahoma says more and more Americans are anxious about President Biden's mental health.
Senator Lankford tells the Salem Radio Network Americans were recently polled about the president's state of mind.
And the vast majority of people now say, no, I don't think he's in good health at this point.
It's a growing concern as the president is faced with domestic challenges like inflation and foreign adversaries like Russia and China, something he says has many worried about the direction of the country.
And who's got their hand on the switch?
Bob Agnew reporting.
Another sign of economic recovery from the depths of the coronavirus pandemic. Retailer Macy's reports turning a profit in the third quarter. Sales surged 36% as shoppers started buying dresses, luggage, and other goods that dropped to the bottom of the shopping list last year. Macy's joining a slew of other retailers posting strong sales. They overcome surging costs and snarled supply chains. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. So they go guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2
of the Deuce.
Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the middle of Thursday. Well, middle of the end of the week here and getting ready for Thanksgiving.
Middle of the end of the week.
It's the downward slide, but we're not like full on Friday.
Exactly
so
1 week away from Thanksgiving.
That's
Whoa.
true.
That is true. So start the fasting now?
I was going to say, I think now we have to take our turkeys out and start thawing them. I think it's like 7 days beforehand.
It depends on the size.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't know. I got a 15-pound bird in the freezer right now. When do I need to pull that out?
Probably Sunday.
You know
Sunday.
what? I have a hot take. And this is actually part of it was a story on Show Prep this morning. One thing you could kick off your Thanksgiving plate and you'd be fine with, what would it be? Like side, main, whatever. What's one food that you would kick off your Thanksgiving plate and be okay with it?
Oh, that's easy for me.
What's that?
Cranberries. I hate
Really?
cranberries.
I love that. Dude, that's in my top 3.
I hate cranberries.
I could probably do without gravy.
All right.
I mean, I don't dislike them, but I would.
Yeah.
I want the potatoes, the gravy, the stuffing, the turkey. We do green bean casserole.
I love green bean
I'm
casserole.
down with that, yeah.
Natural cranberry sauce I'd kick to the curb. I'm talking about that canned cranberry sauce with the lines in it so you know where to cut.
No. Any of that, I don't want none of it.
No,
Now,
we
hot
do.
take.
Oh, sorry.
Hot take? Turkey. Kick it off the plate.
Really?
Yeah. I don't need it.
I love
Would you be okay with an all-sides Thanksgiving? According to a recent poll, 74% of Americans said they'd be fine with an all-sides Thanksgiving.
Well, 74% of Americans are crazy. Give
No.
me your turkey.
Yeah.
Turkey's neat and everything, and protein or whatever. But think about it. Turkey's like, okay, fine, the main act, but all them little side dishes, that's like the side stages when you go to like a music festival. You got Blink 182 playing over here, MXPX over here. It's a little something for everybody.
Yeah, I just
all right.
It cuts into the turkey.
I think I have an appointment somewhere.
Yeah. Now, to be honest, if you just gave me turkey, gravy, mashed potatoes, I'm good to go. That's all I need. I'm happy.
I would even argue that turkey is just a vessel to get gravy into your mouth. So just take the gravy boat and just pour it in.
There is that.
Just go savage.
But you can't have the gravy unless you have the meat.
Yeah,
That's the
you gotta
rule.
have the meat.
You got your potatoes. You could put gravy on top
I know,
of your
but you
candied
can't
yams.
make the gravy without the meat.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. Okay,
Not good
you
gravy.
can't make real gravy. You can crack open a jar of gravy and make gravy.
Well, then why
There
don't
is that.
Why don't I just go down the street and get a hamburger?
Why don't you? Make Thanksgiving your own, doggone it. It's 2021. Never knocked away another cat's swings. But I'm just saying, I feel like turkey is like, it's the least impactful part of the Thanksgiving plate.
Okay.
It ain't
opinion.
Thanksgiving without turkey. That's and that's my position. I'm standing on.
I kind of agree with the mayor.
I will
here.
not yield.
That's like having 4th of July and saying, we're not gonna celebrate. Or
We're not gonna have
fireworks.
hot dogs.
Yeah,
or
we're just
hamburgers.
gonna sit here and take the day off.
Sushi on 4th of July. Why the heck not?
Oh, now that's
What's more American than sushi, doggone it? It's the Japanese make it, and they live in Hawaii.
yeah. That's a sensitive topic, Eric.
It is.
I'm just saying there might be some World War II veterans might have a little say.
All
disagree
I'm
with you there.
saying is, if the turkey weren't a major part of my Thanksgiving experience, I don't think I would be that upset about it.
See, turkey's an amazing meat.
Yeah,
I love
I
turkey.
feel obligated to eat turkey on Thanksgiving just because it's there. Like most of my time is spent enjoying side dishes, but I'm like, I guess I'll eat some of this turkey too.
Yeah, no, turkey's delightful.
Plus, it takes 17 hours to make.
Not quite.
Not really.
Okay,
No.
I'm exaggerating.
Depends
a
on
little
how
bit.
you make it.
Yeah, like 3 hours.
Do you
do it like
spatchcock?
You know what? If you take a 15-pound bird and drop it in a fryer, it takes about an hour.
Oh yeah, if
Yeah, but if you put it in the oven, was it about 3.5?
Yeah,
4?
about 3.5. Yeah.
You can actually cut
But
that
you
in
don't
half.
do anything.
All you
Yeah.
gotta
You
do.
put it in the oven, you walk away.
Yeah, and you walk away and watch football. And
Yeah.
pull it out and go eat.
No, you gotta baste it. You gotta treat it a little bit. But
Call the
I
Butterball hotline. They'll tell you everything you need to know.
I just learned the best way to cook your turkey if you're going to go down that route of having turkey. You got to spatchcock your turkey. You take a pair of shears, you cut the backbone out of the turkey, and you splay it out.
Like a butterfly?
Yeah, you butterfly your turkey, and it cooks it faster. It makes the top layer like crisp a
You
little
just
bit.
wanted to say
I really wanted to say spatchcock on the radio.
only reason
All
why
right,
you
I
brought
know
Pretty
that.
much.
I know.
But, I can
it
see
is what it
butterflying
is.
it. Because, like, if you cook a pig, like you cook a whole hog, that's the best way to do it is butterfly that bad boy and put it on the grill. You know, some people like to bury it and do all that.
Right.
Yeah, that's
But,
an all-day event.
Yeah.
Now, that
but,
is the 17 hours.
But the butterflying it out and putting it on, that's a good way to eat pig, too.
Okay.
Anyway, turkey, good.
Turkey's good. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying I feel like it's been made to be a bigger deal than it is.
And there's nothing better the next day than getting a piece of bread, turkey, and gravy. Just pour it on that sucker and have a open-faced turkey sandwich later.
And I agree with you to a point. The problem I have is all the good parts of the turkey come the next day are usually gone because I'm a dark meat person. I like the dark part.
Okay.
It's almost always like a lot of breast meat, a lot of white meat, and that stuff dries a lot within 24 hours. By the next day, you're eating dry turkey. Yeah,
Y'all
you can
cooking
put
it wrong.
gravy on it, but
Y'all cooking it wrong. Mine's not dry.
Really?
I don't think you know what you're doing.
No, I do. It's just meat. White meat dries out over in the fridge overnight.
Quit being racist. I'm just saying.
Fair enough.
Oh, man. I didn't know we had such a...
Cocoa butter helps with that, actually.
All right.
Keeps you supple.
Anti-turkeyist here.
I'm not anti-turkey. I'm just saying if a gun put to my head and I had to kick one thing off a Thanksgiving plate, I'm not sure where that scenario would happen, but if it did, turkey.
All right. I think
come
it's
on.
in the next Bruce Willis movie.
Can you at least work it down to maybe the pickles or the celery sticks or something? You know?
That's my favorite part. My mom used to, she does the pickling tray where she has the pickled okra, the little gherkins, the olives and stuff. That's my favorite part. I know I've had very
Radishes.
divisive topics, whoever's texting in. I dogged on the Grateful Dead in hour number 1, and now I'm dogging on turkey in hour number 2.
I ain't gonna lie. People are saying you ain't right in the head.
Yeah.
Boo this man!
And that is news in what sense?
I'm next thing you know, you're gonna walk in Christmas and say, "Let's just get rid of Santa Claus."
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, whoa.
don't you
I
think
feel like that's where you're going with us.
No, don't go there. Don't go there.
the
Please,
fat boy can use
please.
one year off? Just one.
Don't go there.
I'm not drawing that line in the sand. I'm just.
All right.
All right. Sean Smalls, heathen.
I'll take my divisive turkey opinions to the other room. Thank you very much.
Oh man,
I'd
More
say it
turkey
was
for
a
me.
pleasure, but it wasn't.
More turkey for me.
Oof.
Yeah.
Guess what? I got 2 hands, 2 drumsticks for me, none for you. What's up?
All right.
That's Mayor Dennis Kentai, by the way, who's pro-turkey.
Yes. Pro-turkey.
He's pro-turkey.
A turkey in every garage. What is it? No. Chicken on every, whatever.
Chicken every pot.
Yeah, turkey in every, whatever.
Turkey in every closet.
Yeah. And you got a turkey there. Anyway.
But Mayor Dennis Kentai will join us officially here in a few minutes to preview tonight's city council meeting. And you're asking, why tonight? Because 1 week ago, which was actually the second Thursday of the month, was Veterans Day.
Correctamundo.
So it's a federal holiday. So
and a city holiday.
And a city holiday. So city council meeting moved to tonight, 6 p.m., same location there at the chamber.
Same time.
Yeah, same bat time, bat channel.
Yep, you got it.
But different date.
But
so that's tonight. So Mayor will join us and we'll preview tonight. Big thing on tonight is redistricting. So that's the big topic that City Council will have to hammer out this evening. And I guess they kind of, because of deadlines and things, they kind of come out of this meeting with an answer, don't they? They can't table it or nothing.
No, it's got to be worked out. This just gets kicked down the road. I don't see it.
All right, we'll get to it, but we'll preview all that here in just a little bit. Later on, we'll get you up to date with the news of the local variety, along with your town hall business update and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. Hey, real quick before we do the weather, don't forget the Holiday Magic Art and Craft Show is happening this weekend out at the Chaves County Fairgrounds,
yeah.
or the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds.
Yes,
is what I should say.
County doesn't have a fairground.
You know the ones where the fair is.
Right.
Go out there. It's going to be Friday and Saturday out there. Come on out, and if you've never been to the Holiday Magic Show before, I think it's their 40th year.
Wow.
Of doing it. It's a great chance for you to get everything decor wise. They have local and all handmade artisans and crafters that come and make everything from Christmas decorations to Christmas gifts. If you love jewelry, to furniture, to artwork, to pretty much anything that's unique, handmade, one of a kind stuff. That they're pretty stringent on who they let into this thing, so it's not a lot of sensies and it's crafts. It's things that are handmade, all that. But anyway, it's going to be this Friday and Saturday out at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds. Come on out, be a part of it. Matter of fact, tune in next hour. We're going to replay our interview we had with the ladies from the Holiday Magic, and they're going to talk all about it. So we'll play that for you about 9:15 this morning.
Cool.
But that's happening this weekend. And I'm pro tip: find the pumpkin rolls.
Ooh.
I don't like pumpkin. I love those pumpkin rolls.
Yeah.
It's the whatever that cream cheese frosting and it's delightful. It's the only way. Matter of fact, I think pumpkin industry should just stop giving us pumpkins and just say, you know what? We're going to take all these pumpkins. We're not going to let you cut holes in them and put them on your porch. We're going to put them to the pumpkin roll people.
Well, let's get a little extreme there, bud. Do I have to fight all these things for turkeys, for Halloween? What am I? What is this?
I think we could do without pumpkin pie if we convert them all to pumpkin roll.
No, can't happen. Can't happen. Not un-American. Yeah. What am I? This is an insurrectionist group here.
But anyway, come on out this weekend. It is 8:17. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
All right.
Meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty cool today. We have high pressure moving in from the Rockies, and that'll keep us in the mid-50s on our afternoon high, but we will get plenty of sunshine across the area. Clear tonight down to the upper 20s and low 30s, and then we pick up about 10 degrees tomorrow with plenty of sunshine, our high in the upper 60s. We're back in the mid-70s and sunny on Saturday, fair and cooler Sunday. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton. That's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 34 degrees. Hey, we're in the 30s now. Feel it out there? Feels warmer. Humidity is still higher than our temperature, 35% right now. Wind speeds are out of the north at 8 miles per hour. Mid-50s, what they're saying, sunny. That's the good part. At least it's sunny and not windy, or you know what I mean. Winds will be or high of 55 with north winds 5 to 10 today. Tonight, clear skies with an overnight low of 30, so still below freezing tonight. South winds at around 5 miles per hour. Friday, warming up a little bit, 68. We'll take that, sunny, 68. South winds 5 to 10. Friday night, clear skies, overnight low of 36. And then looking at your weekend, sunny and 76 on Saturday. West winds 5 to 10. Sunday, back down in the mid-60s, mostly sunny, 64. And it looks like we'll be floating in the 60s Monday, Tuesday in the low 70s, and 60s for Wednesday. I'll let you know tomorrow what your Thanksgiving day is going to look like. All right, it is 8:18. We're going to take a 3-minute break, and then Mayor Dennis Kentai will join us here on the other side, and we'll preview tonight's City Council meeting. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Wakefield Oil Express has the highest quality service in Roswell with a 17-point full-service oil change that includes a full wash and vacuum at their car wash. You won't find a better deal. They also offer full synthetic oil changes, fuel and cabin filter replacements, and will even check your battery. Their tunnel wash isn't afraid of dirty vehicles. They have the best value wash in town with free vacuums. They even offer wash passes that can be used for multiple vehicles. Next time you need your oil changed, go to the fast and efficient Wakefield Oil Express and let them earn your business. 3204 North Main, Roswell.
Gear up for Black Friday at LGS Guns & Ammo. Southeastern New Mexico's authority for guns and ammo is having a massive store-wide sale. Take 10% off the already low prices throughout the store and 15% off Liberty safes. Plus, get 1,000-round cases of .556 and .223, normally $700. Black Friday price at only $5.50 a case. And when you spend $200 or more, get a free stainless steel Sarge's Growler while they last. The Black Friday sale at LGS Guns & Ammo. Southeastern New Mexico's authority for guns and ammo in Hobbs or Roswell and at LGSGuns.com.
George Wyatt was a family man. He was married to a wonderful woman that had 4 children. It was the time of war, and the Union Army needed Wyatt to go into battle. About that time he was about to go off to war, a young man named Richard Pratt volunteered to go in his place. Pratt, the single and more youthful man, was ready to fight for his country. The Army gave its approval, and Richard Pratt went off to fight in the place of George Wyatt. It wasn't long before Pratt would be killed in battle. In time, the Army came looking for George Wyatt to go to battle. He protested, explaining that Pratt went for him. When the Army looked in the records, there was his name, George Wyatt, deceased. You see, Richard Pratt died so that Wyatt didn't have to die. True story. Also a true story, Jesus died for you, so you won't have to die. You're loved. Remember that this week.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
As a business leader, you want what's best for your employees. You want them to be happy, take pride in their work, and have access to better health. That's where we come in. Health plans from True Health New Mexico offer members access to over 10,000 providers in facilities throughout New Mexico. Many prescription drugs have $0 copays, and many plans cover behavioral health 100%. Be true to your company and to your employees. Visit TrueHealthNewMexico.com.
Times are changing, and today's funerals aren't always the sad and solemn events you might expect. This is Gabriel Casaus from Lagrone Funeral Chapel. Along with hymns and scriptures, today's funeral services are often filled with fish stories, country songs, and a joke or two, golf clubs and hot rods, favorite recipes, and kitchen disasters. At Lagrone Funeral Chapel, we believe a funeral should reflect your loved one's personality, passion, and sense of humor. When you lose a loved one, we're here, because at Lagrone Funeral Chapel and Crematory, we make it personal.
900 South Main, Roswell.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. China has more English speakers than the United States. They have more Chinese speakers, too. Here's Mike Winters.
I'm assuming on that last part, I just kind of, made a stat on there. Good morning. It is 22 minutes after 8 o'clock. And joining us, I guess officially now in studio, official capacity, Mayor Dennis Kentai with us this morning. Morning. How you doing today, sir?
Oh, peachy keen.
Yeah, I know we're a week away from Thanksgiving.
Yep.
It's the holiday season here. Yep. And so that does sometimes play with the schedule for a little bit for the city council here, which the reason we're meeting tonight at the chambers here at the convention center, which you, the public, are invited to be a part of, 6 p.m. tonight. If you would like to watch the meeting in the comfort of your pajamas or whatever. You can also go to the city's website, roswell-nm.gov. You'll find the link, the go-to meeting link to watch the meeting. You can even submit if you'd like to comment, and there's a link to do that. And then at the appropriate time, the mayor will give you the floor.
Yep.
But, definitely partake. It's your you as public citizens are invited and encouraged to witness how your government operates.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And come on down. Like I said, be in person. You can participate under GoToMeeting. There's the link or you can just watch, passively if you want to.
Yeah.
And but we got that all online.
And the one advantage of watching passively at home is you get to eat popcorn and do what you do at home there.
There we go. In your pajamas or your whatever. Exactly. All right, so we've got a pretty full agenda for tonight, and a lot of it is kind of the meat and potatoes, so to speak, or turkey and stuffing of city government. We're going to start off, though. It's going to be really interesting. Abraham Chaparro is our over our waste management landfill, and he's got really a fascinating presentation on the landfill. Wait a minute, you're thinking, what?
Riveting stuff on trash?
But it's really, I've seen this, and this is not the old days. This is all high tech. Amazing how they
ingenious, the science behind it,
and how they designed to keep these facilities operating for a decade. But anyway, so that's going to be the kickoff presentation, and we're looking forward to that. Then we jump right into the, shall we say, the breast meat or the thigh meat of the evening.
The main course.
The main course. All right. Redistricting. What's going on? Why are we doing this? All right. Every 10 years, we have a census. It's in the Constitution, United States Constitution. So as a result of the census, we now know who lives where or how many live where in the city. And we are required by state law, state statute, to redesign our wards. We have 5 city wards, so that the deviation from the mean population is no more than 5%. In other words, it can't be more than 5% down or 5% up. So how many is it? We're talking 9,684 people per ward. And so the deviation is something like 442.
Gotcha.
Something like that. So we've been talking this for a number of weeks. The challenge was we didn't get the data from the Census Bureau until late because of COVID. The other challenge is on December 1st, the Secretary of State issues a election proclamation for municipal elections, which ours will be on March 1st. The other challenge is under state statute, we have to have things redistricted by December 31st. So there's some gray area here because the statutes got changed. The gist of it is we are up against the time clock, and we need to come up with a new plan.
Yeah, well, and if you think about it, the election's in March, but people that are going to declare candidacy, it's January. So you got to know what ward you live in to declare and run for city office.
And it's only fair to candidates. So the objective is to get this done tonight. Now, some of you may recall that on Monday we had a workshop. And at that workshop, what's a workshop? It's where we don't have a vote. We don't take a decision, but we get together and we talk in an open environment so that we're not doing anything behind closed doors or in smoke-filled rooms. We had people there. We had the newspaper there. It was a good article, I thought. And what happened is we start off with a plan. We've actually had A, B, C, D, and E. That's 5. A 6th one, F, was presented, but then that was tweaked and became known as G. And that seemed to be where everybody was okay Monday night. Now, on Tuesday and Wednesday, one of the counselors started wanting to change things again, so now we have a new F. We'll see. We have to have 6 votes for whatever is adopted.
Okay.
And we will see what happens.
So you just need a majority. You don't need a percentage.
No, but we have to have majority of the governing body. In other words, if there was only 9 people there, we still
need
have
6 votes. Gotcha. So if there's only 6 people there, then it's got to be 100%.
Exactly. My desire, especially Monday night, I thought we were there, is that we would have a 10-0 vote for G as in George. Everybody had a chance to provide input. Everyone was asked for their comments. It was an open discussion. Counselors were coming and going. If you got a chance to see that, you saw it. And I really thought at that point we were in good shape. The additional plan or New F, is really the brainchild of one counselor, Counselor Orpesa, and he's fully entitled to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But we haven't had that exchange that we had Monday night. And so I'm a little bit...
It just needs the vetting that the others got, basically.
Yeah, and so I was hopeful that the Monday night exercise would have been the best way to go forward, but we will see. So that's going to be, in many ways, the highlight of the evening, so to speak. Then after that, we really get into this, I always say, turkey gravy stuffing part of the. We're going to vote on a couple resolutions. One's dealing with, this is really in the weeds, water rights at the Roswell Air Center. What the heck are you talking about? So when we got the old Walker Air Force Base turned over to the city in 1968, Walker Air Force Base was like a town of its own. It had its own water system, sewer system, wasn't connected to the city at all.
Right. Kind of like, because I think pretty much every military installation is self-reliant, self-sufficient. That's just how they're set up for security reasons.
Yes,
I'm guessing.
exactly. So over years, this has gotten all integrated. But what was funny was back in the day, if you lived out there or had a business out there and you got water, you got a water bill, right? Like we all do. Well, for 5 decades, that water bill proceeds, that money, doesn't go to the water department, which was delivering the water. It went to the air center. So it's in the weeds. It's kind of complicated, but this is actually moving the billing process into the water department.
Okay.
But the water department is going to, quote, lease from the air center the water rights that came from Walker Air Force Base.
Okay.
Now, I'm an individual who believes that, in fact, the water department has paid for those water rights in total and that we don't need to be doing this, but I don't have a vote.
Gotcha.
So we will see what happens.
Okay.
So that's going to be an innocuous.
So in essence, it's same. At the end of the day, it's trying to put all the water on the same page.
Yeah, and basically we're debating how many angels are dancing on the head of a pin.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right. So then, which we're good at doing, by the way. This will be fun, or not. So the next up is we're going to add a couple things to our infrastructure capital improvement plan at the request of some legislators. One deals with additional funds for the all-inclusive park. Another one is for funding for the golf carts at the Spring River Golf Course. We'll see how that goes over. And then we're getting into one of our favorite little parts. When we pass an ordinance that's like a law in the city, we have to do it in a two-step process. First, we have to authorize to advertise. In other words, hey, we want to do this, and we're going to do it next month, but we're not doing it tonight, but we're telling everybody we're going to do it. That basically is what happens.
Gotcha.
Okay, so we are now up for the third bite at our cannabis, or as I prefer to call it, marijuana ordinance. Well, this is an ongoing, this is like that never-ending story. So in this is, we're going to have another proposed ordinance that's going to deal with amending Chapter 27. We're getting there. Hopefully this will be the last one, but I fear not. And then we're going to have 4 authorizations to advertise. And this is where it gets interesting. You know, everybody thinks, okay, the city of Roswell does all the trash collection in the city, and that's correct. But we also have industrial waste folks. In other words, they say you've got a construction site and you don't want to, you can't throw it in a dumpster, in the alley. You've got to have a roll-off.
Sure.
Those kinds of things. Well, there's 4 different companies that do that around this area. Some of them work in the city and out the city. Some work just outside the city.
Gotcha. Okay.
But we have to enter into a franchise agreement or grant them a franchise. So there's 4 of them. Waste Management, Whitcamp Disposal, Southwest Disposal, and Desert West Enterprises. These should go, I mean, this is continuing business, et cetera, et cetera.
So it's just paperwork, semantical. The things shouldn't be any problems here.
No.
It's just making everything legal, basically.
Right. And so
Gotcha.
but this is, this is interesting. This is part of what we do.
The transparency
as
side
a
of
city
it.
council.
Well, and the reason why it's all done this way, it's, again, to prevent the good old boy kickbacky, I know so-and-so on at the city, he's going to guarantee the contract for us, no problem. That's why it's done this way, so that doesn't happen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then we're going to look at a couple more things. One, going out with an RFP for fire apparatus prevention and maintenance. Then we're going to do, we have to do a change order for the work on the roof of a building way out on the east side, the old test facility. Some agreements with Boys and Girls Club we will be working on. Nope, we're not done yet. A service agreement with the Economic Development Corporation. Then we have...
so basically, these are just kind of reassessing the partnerships with the city has with these entities and deciding whether to continue as usual or do we need to amend it, basically. Yep. Gotcha.
So then we're going to approve an RFP, request for proposal. That's going to deal with how we send out our bills for the water department. Now, we've had a outside vendor actually like print them, fold them, stuff them in an envelope, and mail them.
Gotcha.
So rather than us doing that in-house, we've contracted out to have that done. Well, now we're going down and saying, hey, can we get a better deal? That's what we do every once in a while.
Negotiate.
Yep. So we're going to request, see who wants to bid on this.
Okay.
Then we've got, we're buying a mower for the Parks Department. Dang, gone. These things are expensive. Buses for the transit. We're using some funding from the state. We're setting up an account for the convention center, labor relations, management board, blah. We have to bless this under state statute. And then we're doing a maintenance contract with a company out of Albuquerque. And it's pretty mundane. So we get past the redistricting. We're going to be really dealing with how can I say this? Basically, up front, this is what government does. Mm-hmm. This is how we work our way through it, especially municipal government.
Necessary but not sexy minutia of government.
Exactly. I mean, this is going to be, and this doesn't even include things that are on consent, which, once again, there's some sewer manhole rehab projects, resolutions to condemn properties, weeds. We don't have as many of those as we have in the past. Disposal of surplus property, all that stuff.
Gotcha. All fun, exciting stuff.
It is. And now the other interesting tidbit is this, and you kind of hit upon this. Well, you didn't hit on it, but it ties into the point about our meeting this month is today, which is the third Thursday. We go back to our normal schedule in December. That's going to be 3 weeks from today.
Yeah, so that's a short turnaround time.
It's a short turnaround time. There's, I'm hopeful the December meeting will be really brief.
Oh, by the way, there's Thanksgiving in between there too. Which
Bingo.
There's a half a week of nothing getting done. So.
Yes, so we're probably going to see that as a opportunity to kind of catch our breath, if you will. But we've got a lot going on. I'm really hopeful that tonight we can get the the ordinance passed on the redistricting.
Yeah. If that happens tonight, then tonight's a big victory as far as getting us moving forward in things. That'll hopefully we'll see. Tune in tonight and hear the debate. Hear what the discussion will be. You never know. It could be everyone all of a sudden. You know what? I'm seeing it, and then everyone's kind of falling in line, and then there's going to be some that are be like, no, I'm good except for this, and there's going to be contentious because and that's a good thing. This is why city council is supposed to. Is if you had 10 people up there that agreed on everything, it's kind of weird, man.
Would be very weird, especially this 10. Oh my gosh, this 10 is
but
bizarre.
You want people raising questions and raising because that's where the good government comes from.
That's right.
That's how we separate. One person's agenda just running roughshod over everything, and we're seeing what's the best for everybody. And that's at the end of the day, yes, it takes longer. You want to pull your hair out sometimes, but to make sure that we remain everybody in check and everything's free and everything's working as it should, this is how we have to do it. So, just a little patience, but tune in and hear it. I think it's going to be fun. And I would even say, like Boy Scouts and all that, listen in on this stuff. You want to hear how government's run, tune into City Council tonight. That's 101 stuff right there is the city is tonight. If you're looking for an education in civics, come out tonight. It should be a very informative, entertaining, and educational meeting. So.
Yes, very much so. Now, So kind of go back to the redistricting, kind of put it in perspective. We had that special meeting with the city, with the county commission. I was trying to look this up. I can't remember the exact date we did that, but it was late October, and we did an authorization to advertise for this ordinance. At the time, we didn't have a plan. We just put in the ordinance what is the current ward definitions. And wards are built up of what they're called precincts. Precincts are areas of the city that is defined by the county commission, and those used to be in the old days, you went and voted in your precinct.
Yeah.
But now you have voting convenience centers.
Yes, you vote anywhere in the county. Basically.
Yeah, you can go in, walk in, bam, they print you your ballot based on it's so much better. Oh my gosh, this is such an improvement.
Well, and no one remembers, and you have to go and dig through your card, and it's like, oh, it's at the school. And
then, I know.
This is so much nicer.
So where I'm going with this is we scheduled a workshop and had one on Monday, the 8th of November.
Okay.
Where we had the presentations from New Mexico Demographic. Now, that's a company we hired, and the city council voted to hire this company to do a presentation about how these different plans, and at that point, 5 different plans were presented. Now, some people were a little bit taken aback by that, but, that gives you more to look at. Mm-hmm. And we had them up on the wall and discussions. The outshoot of that was, okay, let's meet again. So we met again on Monday the 15th. And that was the one where we actually just, we really didn't have speaking. A few counselors said a few things in the formal, but then we really broke down into kind of roving groups and let them
kind of break it, tear each one down, and analyze
and
the
go
good,
sit
the bad,
there
the
with the New Mexico Demographics folks, and with their computers, and said, hey, if we move this over here, what happens if we do, those kind of things. And that was where we produced this plan, G as in George. And I really thought that was an opportunity there we had to have.
Thought you got it. We nailed it. We got it.
Thought we had it. I really did. And then, like I said, starting on Tuesday, there was this effort by Councilor Orpesa to come up with a different one.
Now, just out of curiosity, the new one that Councilor Orpesa, is it close to the G version, or is it left field different?
I wouldn't call it left field difference, but to be honest with you, I haven't studied it that much.
Okay.
Because,
but it's not similar.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
It's different. There's differences. And the thing is, I don't. This is interesting. I don't have a vote in this matter, but I'm very concerned that if we don't get this done tonight, we are in the twilight zone. I mean, what happens? We've got that December 1 deadline, so I'm pushing hard, and some counselors may be a little bit disgruntled about it, but we've got to get some resolution. And if we don't have resolution by the council,
then the state comes in, right?
We could end up having this done in court. Let me give you a quick background. So in 2011, after the 2010 census, I was serving in New Mexico State Legislature. Mm-hmm. So we had a special meeting of the legislature in September of 2011 because the data had come out. By the way, this year, the legislature will be meeting a special session in December, first week of December.
Is this for the
state stuff? Okay. So in 2011, we had a Republican governor, Martinez, and the Democrat Party controlled the Senate and the House of Representatives. So there were negotiations. They came up with a map for the congressional offices. We have 3 congressional offices here. There's PRC in those days was elected, and then I think an elected school board. The state Senate negotiations were worked out, and they came up with a plan. In the House, though, there was a plan that was put forward by the Democrat Party that Governor Martinez vetoed. They could not override her veto. So what happened? They actually had a trial in Santa Fe. They brought in a retired judge, James Hall, who came in, and there was a couple-day trial, if I remember correctly, and he drew the boundaries for the New Mexico House of Representatives. As a result of that, I ended up being put in District 66, with Representative Bob Woolley. So he and I were in the same district.
Mm-hmm.
We had a primary election in 2012, and Representative Woolley won. That's when I left the legislature. So my concern is that if we do not get this done tonight,
we're going to let someone else do it.
We're going to have do we go to the or do we get dragged to the district court? I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
And I've had this discussion with the city attorney and the city manager.
But none of it's good, whatever it is.
No, I don't think it's good. I mean, this is
well, and let's face it. Is part of looking good for Santa Fe and all that is when your cities, municipalities, and counties can handle their own affairs, and
yes,
and Santa Fe doesn't have to step in and
yes,
and come play mommy or daddy to you here.
Yes.
So anything that kind of makes us look that way is not a good thing.
Correct.
And it doesn't matter if it's a Republican or a Democrat or whoever's running the state or the legislature. It's not good either way. It's
correct.
So yeah, you're right. I get what you're saying. It's like no. We've got to make the decision ourselves. Good, bad, the ugly. It's got to come from us, not from somebody else. So we need to make sure tonight that before we leave, before we turn out the lights to go home tonight, that we've got we've got one in place and it's ready. Here's our new redistricting. It's golden. It's good to go. It'll take effect here at the beginning of the year or whenever. So,
yep.
Good
yeah,
deal.
that's good.
We'll see. Hopefully tonight that happens. So tune in.
Yes.
Again, the public is more than welcome. Yeah, go do your thing, sir. Tune in tomorrow morning at about 7:30 or so.
Yep.
Mayor Dennis Kentai will give us the
Sports
recap.
Center.
The Sports Center highlights from the meeting tonight here, and of course, again, you can go to the city's website, roswell-nm.gov, and watch the meeting and participate to the GoToMeeting link. Or you can come on out to the meeting chambers there at the convention center. Meeting begins 6 p.m. this evening. So, well, thank you, Mayor. Appreciate it. We'll see you in the morning. And it's McDonald's Friday at least. So at least you'll have breakfast if you're wearing the same outfit tomorrow when you come in because he was at the meeting all night. It is 8:45. Let's go ahead and pause for news and weather and your town hall business update quick break as well. We'll be back. Don't go away.
Now for a Pecos Valley News update, I'm Jared Cirillo. Everyone invited to attend a ceremony in Roswell celebrating the completion of the Fish Pond project. The celebration will be from 3 to 4 p.m. on Friday at Spring River Zoo. The ceremony is recognizing the work that went into the project and all those involved as well. It will still be a while before the zoo is ready to open the pond to the public. Information on that will be announced in the future as plans develop for the pond's reopening. And the Roswell Museum and Art Center, Southeast New Mexico's leading cultural institution, is introducing a new identity and logo as the Roswell Museum. The last significant change to the museum's visual identity was in 2006. The name change to the Roswell Museum was implemented to clarify the institution's diverse range of exhibitions and programming to the local community and beyond. The mission of the museum is to inspire discovery and creativity along with cultural understanding of the American Southwest and the greater community. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty cool today. We have high pressure moving in from the Rockies, and that'll keep us in the mid-50s on our afternoon high, but we will get plenty of sunshine across the area. Clear tonight down to the upper 20s and low 30s, and then we pick up about 10 degrees tomorrow with plenty of sunshine, our high in the upper 60s. We're back in the mid-70s and sunny on Saturday, fair and cooler Sunday. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton. That's your latest forecast.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander. Battery-powered vehicles will get top billing at the Los Angeles Auto Show, which opens this week. Subaru, which has seen strong sales growth in the U.S. during the past decade, will unveil its first all-electric vehicle. VinFast, a Vietnamese automaker that plans to start selling in the U.S. next year, will show off 2 all-electric SUVs. Amazon says it will stop accepting Visa credit cards issued in the United Kingdom because of a dispute over fees, marking growing tensions between the companies. The online retail giant said in a message Wednesday to customers that they won't be able to use the payment company's UK credit cards starting January 19th. On Wall Street, the Dow down 211 points to 35,931. The Nasdaq down 52 to 15,921. And the S&P 500 dropped 12 points to 4,688. With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
When you think of home health care here in Roswell, what's the first thing that pops into your head? That's right, Frontier Medical. We've been doing it better than anyone else for over 20 years. From in-home nursing to physical therapy and so much more. Doctors and hospitals from Albuquerque to Lubbock and everywhere in between have been trusting their patients to us here at Frontier Medical. So when it's time to make a choice, remember Frontier Medical. 575-627-1112. Frontier Medical.
Name to remember.
Being in the Army National Guard is about more than just serving your country. It's about being there for your community when your neighbors need you most. The Army National Guard makes college affordable. Serving part-time lets you attend school full-time while you take advantage of education benefits that can help you graduate debt-free. If a civilian career is your goal, serving part-time allows you to work at a full-time job. The skills, qualities, and contacts you'll develop in the Guard can open doors to a great civilian career. Want to serve but worried about being away from friends and family? Part-time service in the Army National Guard allows you to serve close to home. Serving in the Army National Guard lets you have the life you want while you enjoy the many benefits of serving your community and nation. You owe it to yourself to learn more about how the Army National Guard can fit into your life. Visit NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
What does paying $10 a month for health insurance sound like? Yeah, kind of like that. Open enrollment is on now, and you may be able to get health insurance for $10 a month. And as New Mexico's health insurance marketplace, BWellNM makes finding health insurance and signing up easy and affordable. And our services are free. Call us at 1-833-862-3935 or visit BWellNM.com to get the assistance you need and to get insured. Because you just never know.
Did you know that most burglaries occur during the day? Why, you ask? Most of us are at work, leaving the burglar to go unnoticed. Did you know the average loss from a home burglary is over $2,200? Not including one's loss of emotional security in their own home. Avoid being a burglar's target market and get a monitored security system from Zenith Security Services, all for around $1 a day. Wouldn't you agree that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure? Call Zenith Security Services today, 626-3521.
So you think drinking alcohol can't hurt you? It'll mess you up big time. Say adios to large chunks of your brain. Major damage is already being done. Other parts of your body are getting wrecked too. Forget about sports, forget about school, forget about doing much of anything. Underage drinking freaks out your body, messes up your life.
Sponsored by the NMDOT.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Did you know you share your birthday with at least 9 million other people in the world? Your birthday isn't feeling so special now, is it? Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 52 minutes after 8 o'clock. Stay tuned next hour, about 9:15 or so. We're going to play our interview we had, Sean actually had on Tuesday with Trina and Vera from the Holiday Magic Art and Craft Show that'll be happening this weekend out at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds. They had a great interview talking about all some of the stuff they're going to have available, and it's a great craft show. If you've never, it's kind of the Super Bowl of craft shows for our area here, the Holiday Magic one that happens each year around this time. So get on out there. But we're going to play that interview for you next hour. A couple other things I want to put on your radar here. Of course, if you want to get involved in a couple of things we got going on, we got actually a couple events to put on your calendar. Sorry, I was trying to multitask there and did it poorly. Roswell Community Little Theater. They've got right after you get all your turkey and everything stuffed in you, and you start turning your attentions to something other than your stomach, then I invite you to come and have some fun with the Roswell Community Little Theater for their next play, which is coming up the first 2 weekends of December. It's Mother Goose Gets Eaten by Werewolves. It's a real serious drama. I'm kidding. It's not. It's a fun show, appropriate for families of all ages. I would say if you like the humor stylings of Shrek, this will be right in your wheelhouse. And what I mean by that is, you know how Shrek is, it's a kid's movie, right? It's for kids, but the humor has enough jokes in there where adults find it as entertaining as kids do. Think of it at that level. That's what this is. So Mother Goose Gets Eaten by Werewolves. Be listening. I'm giving away free tickets throughout. I'll be over the coming weeks here. I'm not going to do it right now, but be listening. But you can get tickets right now at roswelltheater.com. Now, it's the first 2 weekends of December 3rd, 4th, and 5th. The 3rd and 4th, those are Friday and Saturday evening performances. And then the 5th is a Sunday afternoon matinee. And then they'll do it all over again the next weekend, December 10th, 11th, and 12th. Again, that Friday and Saturday night, and then Sunday afternoon. Tickets are available right now at roswelltheater.com. When you spell theater, spell it like live theater, Theatre. And then you can go there and get tickets, not only for the show upcoming here, Mother Goose Gets Eaten by Werewolves, but you want to learn more about their kids' arts program. If you want to make donations, they are in the process now of raising funds to raise the roof. Well, not raise it, replace it. They got to get a new roof there. So coming out and being entertained helps do that. But be listening for your chance to win a free pass to go see that show here, and take a friend, come with you, and go out and see. And this is the cool part I love, and I think this is what the Community Little Theater is trying to kind of present to the public here. It's a great, fun, entertaining thing that Roswell has here. And a lot more people should be coming and checking it out. Everyone talks about things to do in town, and you're like, and then they're like, well, go to the movies. We'll go, the same, 5 places or wherever everyone's into now. I say, you know what? Add the Community Little Theater. Because most people think live theater, they think of school plays and all. Like, no, this is great entertainment. Volunteers, casts and crew that all do it for the love of theater, and they bust their tails. They go amazing with their costumes and set. They really work to set that up. So come on out and check it out. Again, go to roswelltheater.com. Spell theater like live theater, Theatre. And then go there, get your tickets for Mother Goose Gets Eaten by Werewolves, and then be on the lookout for their talent show coming up too. Our entry forms on the website right now. So if you'd like to be in Santa's Talent Showcase, which is going to be that weekend before Christmas, December 18th, there'll be some rehearsals and stuff leading up. But go online, again, to roswelltheater.com, fill out your entry forms. Everybody, kids, adults, singing, dancing, telling jokes, as long as it's family-friendly and not involving shooting anybody or shooting people out of things. Like when you go to watch America's Got Talent, if they have to go outside to watch the act, we don't want that. Okay, think about that. If you have to go outside to watch the act, no good. But if it's in groups too, it's not solos. If you got like your maybe your church group or your office group or your youth group or whomever, you want to put together a little dance routine or a skit or whatever as part of the talent search, come on out. It's all fair game. I mean, even if you know what, I'd even say if you got some David Letterman stupid people tricks, I'd take a few of those. You know, if you can bend your elbow in a weird way, or I don't know, do a handstand while drinking milk while eating Fritos. I don't know, whatever it is, I'll watch that. As long as I don't have to clean anything up. You know, I'm thinking the sky's the limit here. You could, you know, talent is, you know, it could be. I mean, now, granted, if you've got real skills and can sing and do those, and I say real skills, I'm not trying to cheap your ability to eat bread and talk at the same time, but, you know, it's not quite the same. You know, there's not a lot of bread-eating talkers, you know, making Christina Aguilera money. Just saying. Just that's all I'm saying. But if you'd like to come out and be a part, again, RoswellTheater.com, go there, fill out your application fees, get your tickets for Mother Goose Gets Eaten by Werewolves, all of that there at Roswell Theater, and then come on out. And then, of course, if you want to learn more about becoming a part of the communal theater, always looking for, of course, auditions for plays and stuff get announced and things. We will announce those, but reach out. Come on out to, you know, if you go out to one of the shows here or one of the events, talk to any of the cast or crew and say, hey, I'd love to be a part of this. And I don't want to act, but I love making costumes, or I love, you know, building sets, or I love helping getting people dressed or putting makeup on people. All of that stuff's needed. So reach out. Or I can run sound and lighting and that kind of stuff. All that's very helpful. So reach out. All right, it is 9 o'clock. Time for us to play some Town Hall News. We're going to do that. And then we're going to play our interview with the ladies from the Holiday Magic Craft Show on the other side. Don't go away.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. There are 293 ways to make change for $1. Try all 293 on the guy who keeps borrowing money from you. Here's Mike Winters.
President Biden signs a trio of bills aimed at helping law enforcers and their families.
One of the bipartisan bills expands disability and death benefits for first responders who are injured in the line of duty. The president also signed the Cops Counseling Act, which will expand peer support and counseling programs.
Put simply, we'll get more officers the help they need so they can better help the communities they serve.
The third bill gives more power to the Justice Department to prosecute people accused of killing U.S. law enforcement agents abroad. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Back on the stand this morning in the Ahmaud Arbery murder trial, Brunswick, Georgia. Defendant Travis McMichael testifying in his own defense. McMichael cross-examined by a prosecutor who asked him about his encounter with Arbery. This 25-year-old was running along the side of a road.
He's not reaching into his pockets.
No, ma'am. Not running, no, ma'am.
And he never yelled at you guys?
No, ma'am.
Never threatened you at all?
No, ma'am.
Never brandished any weapons?
Sorry, Your Honor, he's trying to finish his answer. Yeah, he did not threaten me verbally, no, ma'am.
All right. Didn't brandish any weapons?
No, ma'am.
Aired on Court TV, McMichael, who claims self-defense, is on trial along with his father and a neighbor, the fatal shooting of Arbery. It's day 3 of jury deliberations, trial of Kyle Rittenhouse, Kenosha, Wisconsin. He's charged in the fatal shootings of 2 men, the wounding of a third during rioting in Kenosha last year. Rittenhouse's lawyers seeking a mistrial. Dropping for the 7th straight week, the number of Americans applying for unemployment benefits. Number of applications fell by 1,000 last week to a pandemic low, 268,000. Stocks are in the red on Wall Street this hour. Right now, the Dow down 182 points, the Nasdaq off 21, and the S&P 6 points lower. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Your pets have the same energy they used to? Do they have problems with itching, scratching, a dull coat, or goopy ears? Then your pets need Dinovite.
DINOVITE.com.
For over 20 years, pet owners have trusted Dinovite to supplement their pet's diet.
We started Dinovite, and in our first box, we noticed a difference.
Dinovite is an all-natural daily supplement made from whole foods that help support your pet's immune system, digestion, skin, and coat.
Within 3 weeks, he's not scratching and itching, and he's an all-around happier dog.
Today's commercial pet foods are processed at high temperatures, which bakes out all the essential goodness. These processed foods can lack the essential vitamins, enzymes, and probiotics that contribute to overall good health. Adding a scoop of Dinovite to your pet's food bowl is the answer.
If you love your pets as much as I do, you'll want to do what's best for them to live long, healthy, happy lives. I have 2 cats and 2 dogs. All 4 of them are on the Dinovite.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
DINOVITE.com.
Turkey's currency has tumbled in value in response to the central bank cutting interest rates for a 3rd consecutive month. in the face of soaring inflation.
Under pressure from President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, policymakers at Turkey's central bank cut the benchmark rate from 16% to 15%. President Erdogan holds the unorthodox view that high interest rates cause prices to rise. But his determination to keep rates low comes as prices continue to soar. A downward spiral in the value of the country's currency, the lira, threatens to further stoke red-hot inflation, already running near 20%. Following the central bank's decision, the lira hit a fresh record low, adding to its more than 30% plunge so far this year.
The BBC's Victoria Craig. South Korea reporting the biggest daily jump in coronavirus cases since the start of the pandemic, as hundreds of thousands of students flock to schools for the country's highly competitive college entrance exam. Townhall.com. Planning to buy a new iPhone and say that you'd rather do it yourself? Well, Apple has something for you.
It represents a sharp turnaround for a company that has long prohibited anyone except Apple-approved technicians from tinkering with its proprietary parts and software. The company said it will enable users of 2 of the newest iPhone models and later some Mac computers to get access to genuine Apple parts and tools to be able to repair them. The shift reflects a strengthening right-to-repair movement embraced by President Biden and affecting everything from smartphones to tractors. It's a reaction to growing numbers of manufacturers who've made their products increasingly difficult to repair. Jeremy House reporting.
Macy's, the latest big retailer, reporting a rebound in sales, helping the bottom line. Reporting sales soared 36% in the third quarter, helped Macy's turn a profit July through September. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number and I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Grace in fairness.
Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. I was talking there with Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow we got to talk about radio and all that and would listen to.
Right.
And then I mentioned Scotty Farrell at the end there. And I was like, man, I haven't talked about Scott Farrell in forever.
Farrell. God.
Shit. Is he still in the air somewhere?
Oh, God. I'm sure he's dead by now.
No, he's alive.
Is he really?
I think he's still on the air.
Lung cancer hadn't taken
I think
Farrell
Scott
out.
Farrell's doing
Because
there.
that dude was like a 3-pack-a-day smoker 20 years ago.
I don't know if he's on satellite or if he's doing local radio in New York or Philly or
But yeah, I haven't
Florida
talked
or
about Scott
something.
Farrell in so many. Not since.
But I think he's still on the air. I still think he has a job and he's
you're
working.
right. He is an American sports talk personality. He hosts 2 shows on the Sports Grid video streaming service, Scott Farrell Coast to Coast and In Game Live. Farrell's voice has been described as extremely raspy or gravelly. He describes himself as gnarly, irritating, annoying, and old leather.
So he's podcasting.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Shake it up.
So he went Joe Rogan, but he's not quite Joe Rogan level yet.
No, nobody's gone Joe Rogan.
Well, and
nobody can successfully go Joe Rogan.
And the thing with Scott Farrell was he's kind of a niche guy. Like, he's a sports guy, but he wants to do shock-jockery in sports, which is odd. Because usually sports people don't want shock-jockery, and shock-jockery people don't want sports.
Yeah, and a lot of that comes from like where he cut his teeth was a lot of the the FM talk scenes.
Yeah.
Like your Sterns, your O&As, your
Don and Mike's, Ron and Fez's.
Yeah.
A lot of those.
Yeah,
a lot of those
exactly.
like classic
Bob
radio
and
duos.
Tom's.
Right.
I guess you could throw, all those in
Right,
there.
which Shock Jock borders on Zoo Crew to a point, but I think that those duos kind of had the shock part of it down. And I understand with Pharrell, it's kind of that he wanted to appeal to that same demo.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I think Scott Farrell was one of those guys that tried to do his own thing, but ended up just kind of lumping in with other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like people didn't get it. And let's face it. I mean, he's actually quite entertaining if you listen to him. But it does. I'm sorry. It's certain people. Their sound of their voice. After a while, you're like, I can't listen to this no more. And Pharrell's kind of like that.
You know who else was like that to me? Was Brother Wheeze.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Like he was an East Coast broadcaster, but some of the Radiohead.
Well, even like I'll even say Wolfman Jack. I mean, after someone's that you only listen to that for some. It's not like Casey Kasem.
Yeah,
you're like
that's
soothing
why,
and like under the countdown. You're
that's
like,
why Kasem works so well. Is that Puker Styles because it's just smooth.
He makes love to your ears.
You have no proof of that. There were no cameras back then.
Where Scotty Farrell's just in there punching everything, you know what I mean?
He's assaulting your ears.
Yeah, he's just assaulting you, and Casey's like, on with the countdown.
Scott Farrell's more like the Chris Brown. To Casey Kasem's like Frank Sinatra.
Why do you think everyone loves Barry White, man? That just sounds like ear candy. You're like,
true.
oh yeah, and you're like, ooh, butter, baby.
Barry White was
he
was ASMR before ASMR was cool.
Scotty Farrell's like throwing rubbing alcohol on his face. I was like, what the heck, man?
But you can't look away. You just can't look away.
It's just what it is. It is. But but I loved it all because I'm a radiophile. I listened to anything. I was like I was telling him, like G. Gordon Liddy. I didn't care about politics, but I was so fascinated by his off the wall stories about him overcoming his fear of thunderstorms. So he lashed himself to a tree during a thunderstorm to overcome lightning. I'm like, what the heck? And then he overcome his fear of rats. He caught and cooked and ate a rat as a child.
So what if like you're afraid of children? I'm gonna catch and cook and kill a child.
Well, good thing you went hungry, I guess.
I'm not afraid of him anymore. That's the thing. You know the one I couldn't ever do? So like when I was at the time I was working actually at a convenience store in Albuquerque, and they had an FM talk station we would listen to, and I loved it because it was O&A in the afternoons. So because whereas Mike is more Howard Stern, I grew up on Opie and Anthony.
Yeah, I grew up on Stern.
So they would go from Stern to Don and Mike, and then after Don and Mike was Tom Leykis. I cannot stand
Leykis
Tom
is in that
Leykis.
Pharrell world where he's kind of grating on you. People that love him, love him.
But I don't understand what there is to love. He's such a chauvinistic jerk.
He's Pacific Northwest? Isn't that where he originally hailed from? Like
probably.
Washington or Oregon or one of those?
I think so, yeah. But his whole show is basically like women are terrible, men should be celebrated, and it's like, oh God, I can't stand to listen to it.
Yeah, I've never sat and listened. I know of him and I know what he does, but I've never sat down and listened to a Tom Leykis show. I would know what it sounds like. I know of him. I know about him. I know his MO, but I've never listened. But I do know he's one of those people that it's kind of a cult following. It's kind of they have his big fans that love him, and then most people are like, Tom Leykis.
The whole shows that I remember listening to at least were basically him fighting with his callers. Like that was the whole bit.
Well, and that's my problem with some radio in the 90s. You had you guys like Stern and O&A, and they, paved the way to create these shows.
Right.
And they're entertaining. But then you got the copycats, the followers, the ones that are like, oh, the formula for success is how many fart jokes or how many naked people or we can put on the radio or how many fights we can start on the radio.
Right.
And you're like, okay, they only work if they come in natural and come as part of it. A good radio fight on air is entertaining as heck to listen to. Only if it happens organically. Not if you try to trump it up or stage it like most of these. And that's the difference between morning zoo goofiness,
dude,
shock jockery, and legit radio. When they do those bits to try to shock you about calling your mom and telling them you're not married or whatever, that's all pre-planned, pre-screened garbage.
Especially nowadays, the FCC, you can't make prank phone calls on the radio anymore.
Where Stern and O&A back in the day, now it's more set up and everything, but back then they would do this stuff on a whim, and you didn't know the outcome, and that's what made it fun and great and natural.
Because they're like, hey, let's try something here.
Yeah.
But I will say this, one of the most uncomfortable / best listens I have ever had was the day that the Opie and Anthony show disintegrated.
Yeah.
Which was when they had their big on-air fight.
Because it was real.
Because it was so real.
Yeah.
And it was just so uncomfortable. And they were taking these like seriously like sharp jabs at each other's personal lives and like wives and family. It was such like compelling radio.
And that's part of the reason why all those guys at that level are all mental patients.
Oh yeah. 100%.
I mean, you think about it, they're all nuts.
The thing with radio like that is, yeah, it's compelling as heck, but you can only do it the one time.
Yeah. Well, it's a certain they work in a certain world. They got to talk with the bravado. They realize most of them aren't like that. They're very quiet and subdued and don't want to deal with you. I chew some of that dirt myself a little bit, but that's what. And so, but they got to die on the hill that they laid, you know. And that's shock jockery. They're like, okay, no matter, I know I'm wrong at this point, but I got to keep going for the ratings,
right,
or for the whatever. And that's what happens. And then, unfortunately, that's why all these people are messed up. O&A and, talk now, it's like, they need a Barbara Walters special, those folks. And same thing with Ron and Fez.
Oh, yeah.
And, you could probably take Don and Mike, you mentioned that those two don't like each other.
Right.
I mean, they're civil and talk, but they could, matter of fact, they could work together today if they wanted to. And because Don Geronimo's back in D.C. on like the top 100 station right now. It's
one of the most fascinating things to me is Bob and Tom, because those two,
they hate each other
for like 20 years, haven't even done the show in the same studio.
Yeah.
Like it's like I think they're not even in the same city. I think they're like just like across the country, and they just do it through an ISDN line.
Well, that's Travis and Sexton now.
Right.
One's in Tennessee, the other's in New York.
Just when you have a chemistry with someone on air, even though you can't stand that person, it just you found something that works.
Yeah, you got to ride that.
People must be paid.
And then you got, your John Boy and Billy, which is a complete different animal than what the other ones are. Because John Boy and Billy, that's, and I didn't mean to do a whole dissertation on radio. It just kind of turned out that way. But
hey, some of them are for us, all right?
Because a lot of their stuff's not even like live. What they do is they create skits and bits, and they do them and pre-record them. I think they maybe aired originally live or something, but a lot of theirs is their show put together and then repackaged.
And the
in
beauty of
ways.
a show like that is nothing is specific. You could literally drop any one of their bits in between any one of their front cell or back cells, and it works. It's kind of the same thing with Bud and Broadway. It's like it's non-specific.
I want to get on their vacation schedule
for real.
Those guys were like on vacation more than they were on air. You're like, what the heck, man? How do you get that? They're like, all right, we'll be back in studio in 2 weeks. He's like, you were just gone. And he's like, man. So, anyway. Maybe it's they got doctor-related patient psychotherapy.
You know what it is?
Yeah.
Contracts. We need contracts. Put it on paper. Get us an agent.
Oh yeah,
I'll get to work on that. Unionization coming soon.
Anybody want to be my agent? Call now.
10%. Come on.
10% of nothing is nothing.
Still, though, you can have all 10% of it. It's all yours.
I learned that in my 0 times tables.
Not times not, carry the knot.
It is 9:16. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty cool today. We have high pressure moving in from the Rockies, and that'll keep us in the mid-50s on our afternoon high, but we will get plenty of sunshine across the area. Clear tonight down to the upper 20s and low 30s, and then we pick up about 10 degrees tomorrow with plenty of sunshine, our high in the upper 60s. We're back in the mid-70s and sunny on Saturday, fair and cooler Sunday. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton. That's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 34 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 35%. Winds currently out of the north at 8 miles per hour. Expect mid-50s for a high today. Sunny, that's the good news. And the winds won't be crazy like we get sometimes. 55 with northeast winds, 5 to 10 miles per hour this afternoon. Clear skies for tonight. Expect an overnight low of 30 degrees with south winds at around 5 miles per hour. Friday, sunny. High of 68 tomorrow, so a little warmer. Winds will be out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Clear skies Friday night, overnight low of 36 degrees with southwest winds at around 5 miles per hour. Warmer for your Saturday, beautiful day Saturday. Sunny, mid-70s, 76 officially with west winds, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Warmer for overnight Saturday night, partly cloudy with an overnight low of 43. We'll be in the mid-60s for Sunday, mostly sunny, 64 officially, 34 for an overnight low Sunday night under clear skies. And then Monday for the Thanksgiving week, when you head back there, sunny skies, mid-60s for a high there. All right, it is 18 minutes after 9 o'clock. We're going to take a 3.5-minute commercial break. And then on the other side of the break, we're going to play our interview Sean had on Tuesday with Trina and Vera from the Holiday Magic Art and Craft Show, which is happening this weekend out at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds. That's coming up on the other side. Don't go away.
A good night's sleep is so important. Did you know that proper sleep supports a healthy heart, decreases chances of weight gain, and boosts a positive mood? Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher with Carabelli Dental. It doesn't matter your age, sleeping issues can make any of us reach for that all-day cup of coffee. If you know you are not sleeping because of severe snoring or sleep apnea, come visit us. We can make you a small oral appliance that will help you sleep better and live better.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main in Roswell, or call 622-4455.
Have you noticed the days are getting shorter? This is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but we're on the downhill side of the year, so every day is a couple of minutes shorter than the one before, even though your plants need plenty of food and water to keep them healthy. Like those globe willows that are turning yellow. A good dose of the right fertilizer will make them bright green again. No matter what the problems you're having, we probably have a cure at Roswell Seed Company. But come see us soon, because winter's coming, you know.
You may have heard of SmartHub. SmartHub is Central Valley Electric's online tool for members to manage their electric account. With SmartHub, not only can you securely pay your bill online, you can view your detailed electric use 24 hours a day. You can report an outage while staying up to date with the latest co-op news, compare past and current electric use. Sign up for paperless billing or reoccurring payment so that your payment is never late. The best thing is you can access SmartHub from your computer, tablet, or smartphone, so it goes everywhere you go. Visit cvecoop.org to get started or give us a call.
Roll into winter at Big O Tires Black Friday sale. Shop jaw-dropping deals on tires, brakes, oil changes, and more from November 15th through the 29th. These deals are so big, we couldn't fit them into just one day or even an entire weekend. Buy 3 select in-stock Mesa tires at your neighborhood Big O Tires and get one free when you pay installation. That's right, buy 3 select Mesa brand tires and we'll give you 1 tire absolutely free when you pay installation. But hurry in, this deal won't last forever. Start your holiday shopping early at your local Big O and get your car winter ready. November 15th through the 29th. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Installation charges extra. Required on all 4 tires. Not valid with other offers. Eligibility may vary. Disposal fees extra and up to 10% shop fee based on non-discounted regular retail price not to exceed $35 where permitted. See store for details.
George Wyatt was a family man. He was married to a wonderful woman that had 4 children. It was a time of war, and the Union Army needed Wyatt to go into battle. About that time, he was about to go off to war. A young man named Richard Pratt volunteered to go in his place. Pratt, the single and more youthful man, was ready to fight for his country. The Army gave its approval, and Richard Pratt went off to fight in the place of George Wyatt. It wasn't long before Pratt would be killed in battle. In time, the Army came looking for George Wyatt to go to battle. He protested, explaining that Pratt went for him. When the Army looked in the records, there was his name, George Wyatt, deceased. You see, Richard Pratt died so that Wyatt didn't have to die. True story. Also a true story, Jesus died for you, so you won't have to die. You're loved. Remember that this week.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The U.S. Treasury once considered producing donut-shaped coins. They instead decided to go with coin-shaped donuts. Here's Mike Winters.
It is joining us in the studio this morning, Miss Vera and Miss Trina. Am I saying that right?
Yes.
Yeah,
that works.
All right. With the Holiday Magic Art and Craft Show. How are y'all doing this morning?
We're doing great.
How
are you? Early.
It is a little bit early. Now, granted, I usually start my morning like an hour before this, so it is kind of like I get spoiled when I fill in for Mike. I'm like, oh, I come in an hour late. Nice. Now, granted, I wake up at the same time and I just sit in my car and contemplate life for 20 more minutes than I usually do.
Yes.
It's the only difference. But we are gearing up for the Holiday Magic Art and Craft Show. It's sort of like the signal that the holidays have started in southeastern New Mexico.
Yes. Absolutely.
Every year we wait for it. this year is no exception. Obviously, it's going to be a big event, and this year it's expanded. It's no longer just the one day. It's now 2 days.
2 days, yes.
It has been 2 days.
Now, I thought it has been for because
yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it had been the 2-day festival for a while. I know some festivals have gone from 1 to 2 over the last year or so, just to kind of fit everything in. So this will maintain the 2-day festival, but it's just there's so much involved that you need both days to take it all in.
Yes, you do. There's quite a bit. I mean, we've got a variety of vendors that are here this year.
It's aisles and aisles of completely unique items.
Yes.
Every single booth is something different. You got quilts in one booth, pottery work in another booth, maybe stuff for the kiddos in another. There's soaps in one, food stuff in another booth. I mean, there's something to see around every single corner, and that's the best part. Is you just you set your gift giving mind.
You can, and I mean anybody. If you want a unique gift. This is a show to come to.
Absolutely. So,
because they're quite unique. And there's hardly of them, or you can't find any duplicates.
Absolutely. Exactly. They're one of a kind because it's all handmade, handcrafted stuff.
Absolutely. Handcrafted. That's the key.
Yes. And it's all artisans, from our area, folks that have been working on this stuff for, ever since the last Holiday Magic wrapped up. They're like, okay, let's start on next year's stock.
Yes. We've got vendors coming this year from Colorado and from Arizona and from Texas. This year.
Awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome.
They're great artists. And the stuff, painters, we got a new painter coming in that's new and young. He's young and he's getting ready for his future.
And that's the beauty of it is you guys have so many interesting artists that kind of have their own unique perspective on things.
Yes.
Let's talk about a few of the featured artists because there's is a mother and daughter duo that are coming this year?
Yes. Miss Judy Alvarez and her daughter is Wandine Phipps. They have been doing shows together forever.
That's awesome.
And they love doing this work together.
That is awesome.
And they've been with the show for, I think 20.
Oh, with our show? No, they've been with our show probably about their 6th or 7th year. But the unique thing about them is they are what I call a repurpose artists.
Okay.
Which is what I do as well. Mm-hmm. Upcycling.
So like taking items, finding a better use for them, finding the beauty in them that maybe nobody else would see before, and then putting them to a better use.
Such talented women.
Yes.
I like
the both of them.
Absolutely.
Both of them.
Absolutely. So that was actually my next question: is what medium do we work in? So are these functional pieces or are they specifically artistic?
They're more decorative.
They're more decorative. I see that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So and you said that's the same medium that you work in.
Right.
Excellent. Same style of art, kind of making more artistic things. What do you lean more to like the Southwestern style of things, or do you?
Southwestern is yesterday.
That's back in the day stuff. So what do you like maybe nod to as far as like your art goes?
I just recently started working in resin and crushed glass.
Okay.
And I brought a piece for you to take a look at.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it plugs in.
It plugs in.
Let me take these off here.
No, that's all right. I got it. I'm closer.
Oh, yeah, sure are. That's absolutely beautiful. So you work in resin and glass work and things like that, and basically...
wood and
lots of different things.
Sure.
She does jewelry, everything.
Oh, very, very nice.
Yes.
Very nice.
People say, what do you do? And I said, well, it just depends on what I get up feeling like that morning.
Hold that up just a little bit. We'll get Tanner to maybe zoom in on that. That is gorgeous.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
That's absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, that's a beautiful piece.
This was something I started doing during our lockdown. And that's what I lovingly call it.
And that's something that a lot of people I found with a lot of people is they were like, I just started playing guitar. I just started doing. I have a friend who started doing like you were saying resin work, and that's why I kind of lit up. She started doing resin keychains and things like that. So she was making like trays and keychains and things. And just people who turned hobbies into businesses in some cases.
Yes,
absolutely. Folks who are working and putting their stuff up on Etsy, online. They're bringing that same stuff to this show.
Yes, it is. It's some beautiful stuff.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
I think the people who do it for a living, they're a totally different animal than me. I'm very fortunate that I don't have to depend on that to make a living. This is more, for me, it's more an artistic outlet for me.
It's something that you can kind of let go from the rest of your life.
Yeah.
For these people, it's a way of life, and that's a lot of pressure, granted, but it's freeing in a lot of ways.
Oh, absolutely.
When you commit your life to just making art, making something more beautiful, there's some inspiration in that.
Yeah, they do, and they do a variety. We have such a variety of people that do things with repurposing different stuff. It's been a great experience for me
And
to do this.
And so many different mediums that are out there. I mean, yeah, you have art. You're going to find pieces that oils and watercolors and things like that. But you're also going to find blankets. You're going to find jackets. You're going to find things that are completely handcrafted. Yeah, loomed items.
Yes.
Things made of wool. Things just completely out of that you never would even thought of. Steering wheel covers has become a big thing over the last year. Like, who knew that you could just knit and make steering wheel covers?
Oh yes,
that's such a cool. That's
Some
such
of
a
the
cool
stuff
idea.
they make, it's just amazing what they do. We have some wood artists that do so many things with wood. And I mean from bowls to wine toppers. And yard signs. I mean, it's just completely different, but they're all mixed in.
I am fascinated by the world of glass blowing. Like I can sit
I both
for an hour and just watch someone. It's such a peaceful, with the way they roll it and the way they move. I love watching people blow glass. And so pieces like that, I mean, that fascinates me.
When you see people doing that, that is when
Especially those intricate pieces where they're molding the ends, and this is molten glass they're working with. It's
exactly.
Don't touch it.
What I love is, and this has got to be infuriating for them, is they get all the way to the end, and just one little piece tinks off, and they're like, they just throw the whole thing away.
Exactly.
The whole thing's a wash.
Yeah.
And that's the pieces that you see on these tables. These are the ones that made the cut. Artists are their own biggest critics.
Absolutely.
Yes.
They're gonna be their biggest critics, and the ones that make the table, those were the best, the best of the brightest.
They are. We have an artist that does some furniture out of wood. I mean, some of that furniture is just amazing. I mean, he makes tables and chairs. We have an artist that does furniture out of wood. That's going to be amazing.
I just recently went to Oklahoma for some family business, and while I was there traveling back, I stopped at the one of the trading posts, the Cherokee Trading Post. I ended up getting my girlfriend a jewelry box, but it was carved out of a piece of cedar wood. Like it was just like they chopped a piece of wood off of the tree and just made this, and it still had the cedar smell to it, so it was like all sanded down. Just a gorgeous piece. I'm fascinated by stuff because when you look at something like that, every single piece is like cut off of a tree, so it's the knots are going to be unique. The grain of the wood is going to be its own thing, and that's fascinating.
Yes.
Not any single piece is going to be like the other.
And they have an eye for that. They have an eye for seeing stuff like that. I'm not quite there.
Right.
I don't see that. I'm not the artist.
Do you dabble at all?
I paint.
Okay.
Yes. And I think that's going to probably be what I'm going to work on as soon as I retire.
Okay, that's right, because you were talking about that the day is coming.
The day is coming.
Absolutely. So do you focus on still life? Do you do nature stuff, portraits?
No, more like New Mexico art.
Okay.
I like to do desert sceneries and stuff like that.
You're blessed to be in one of the nicest parts of the world because so many destinations right here in our backyard.
Yes.
It is awesome.
And just seeing things, it's that attract my attention. It seems to be just nature. I just don't do a whole lot of landscaping, but I'll find a cactus and I'll paint a cactus or something or
Absolutely.
other.
And you guys are two examples of the kind of thing that you're going to find out there. There's all kinds of things, like we've said, all the arts and crafts, the furniture, and of course the edibles. Of course,
yes.
I shouldn't say edibles. I should say the foodstuffs. Let's be careful when we say edibles now that certain things are legal in New Mexico. Not that, okay? Not that.
The food.
Yes.
We're going to have some great food. We have Miss Debbie Lucas. She's the one that makes her famous cookies.
Oh, yes.
And her
pumpkin rolls.
Pumpkin rolls.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody comes to the show just for her cookies and pumpkin rolls.
So the problem with pumpkin rolls for me is I buy one every single year, but I'm the only person in my house that ever eats any of it.
Oh, that's too bad.
It sure is, isn't it? And I know I'd feel real bad about that until you get halfway through a full pumpkin roll and you're like, I'm ashamed of myself. Especially considering I could pick up a stone, throw it and hit my gym.
Oh, yes.
And yet I haven't been in 6 months. That's not the point. The point is I have the membership. I'm paying the money.
Exactly.
Part of me is getting lighter.
Exactly. Same here.
But yeah, pumpkin rolls are always one of my favorite parts of this year. But the cookies, of course, the sweet green chili.
Yes.
So many
There's so many things.
treats.
And we have a new lady, Miss Hendricks, that's going to be coming in, Karen Hendricks, and she's going to be doing donuts.
Oh, that's the mini donuts.
The mini donuts.
Awesome.
Yes, she's going to be doing that. We also have a couple of vendors that are going to have a couple of food trucks out there.
I heard Keeks Tie is going to be out.
She's going to be out there, and so is Sandra's shaved ice and corn truck is going to be out there.
The elotes truck.
Yes,
the elotes truck. Everybody knows that bright yellow truck.
Oh, absolutely.
So they will be out there, and stuff. So we have a gentleman that's going to be coming in and making sodas.
Oh, awesome.
He'll make the sodas right there.
They do the whole thing right.
They do the whole thing right in front of you.
That's really
so
cool.
yes,
Really
and we've got the gal who's doing little containers of cotton candy, different flavors. I mean, awesome. It's
I'm always
coconut and watermelon.
I was fascinated at a couple festivals. I went to the Art in the Park in Artesia.
Yes.
I was fascinated that you can get different flavors of kettle corn. I didn't even know that was a thing. I just thought it was kettle corn flavor. Like, you can get this in blueberry, apparently.
You can. It's just amazing. It's amazing what these people can come up with,
Wow, I didn't realize we had that many different food people out there.
Yeah, we do.
It's kind of cool.
There's some out there for everybody. Some for the kids, some for the grown-ups, and for the sweet tooth, or if you like something more savory, there's going to be all kinds of stuff. Stretched over 2 days, Friday and Saturday, November 19th and 20th. Now this year, you guys are going to be at the Eastern Mexico State Fairgrounds. I believe this is the second year you guys are out there.
Third year. This is going to be our third year.
Would have been our fourth if we had been out there last year.
Right. Had COVID not reared its ugly head.
Exactly.
But and the 40th year for the holiday.
40th year.
That's amazing.
Yes.
That is absolutely. And I was mentioning off the air. It does my heart good. To know that people pick up those things from a bygone generation and keep them alive.
Yes.
Down here.
Yes.
Tradition is still alive in southeastern New Mexico.
It is, and it's getting bigger and better.
We're really excited about it. We're excited to bring this back to Roswell. And we have talked to so many people. I'm so ready. Yes.
I know. And people have been geared up since, like you said, the festival that wasn't last year. So
exactly.
So, a lot of backstock, a lot of stuff that people are ready to put out there.
They're ready.
And they've been doing the festival circuit. Sure, they go to Artesia, they do some of those. But this is the one everybody waits for because this is the one that kickstart the holidays.
Exactly.
We know we can officially start shopping and start putting up our decorations when holiday magic happens.
Yep. Everybody just needs to come out. Don't start your Christmas shopping until this weekend.
Absolutely. Tickets are available, and it's a steal to get in. It's $2 to get in.
$2 to get in. Mm-hmm.
It's $4 for both days, obviously. Kids 5 and under get in free.
Free.
Yes.
12 and under.
12 and under get in
12
free.
and under.
Absolutely. Otherwise, $2 to get in. And trust me, it's worth your time because you're going to see something out there for everybody. We could go on and on about all the different types of artwork, different mediums that are out there, and it all fascinates me. I'm one of those guys, those rubes that'll sit there and watch how it's made for 3 or 4 hours because I love the process of things.
Yes.
I like watching how things get made. Canoes, things like that, where wood gets sanded down and then lacquered over. It's fascinating, and so. This is the culmination of all of those things kind of worked into one thing. So come on out. It's, again, November 19th and 20th at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds. Where can folks get tickets?
At the door.
At the door.
At the door. I'd like to tell you what we do with some of the money that we raise.
Oh, absolutely. Please, yes.
We work with Assurance Home.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
We also work with First Tee. We work with a Christian outreach group. We also work with Royal Kids Camp. We send a child to camp, and we also contribute to the high schools, all 4 high schools.
Very cool.
And that's why we do it.
Eastern New Mexico Fair, the 4-H program. We also have included them.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
So yeah, these proceeds go to amazing causes, and they have for many years, and that's so
absolutely.
You can rest assured that while you're out, you're doing your holiday shopping, you're helping out these artists, these artisans, these crafters that work on all these things. You're keeping that's their livelihood, but you're also helping out all these amazing causes at the same time.
Yes, absolutely.
We're very proud of that we're able to contribute to the youth of our community.
Absolutely. So tickets are available at the door. I want to encourage everybody to come on out. One day, both days. Like we said, it's aisles and aisles. So, I mean, to take it all in one day is going to be pretty hard.
Yes,
you're going to want to.
But we can do it.
Oh, you can do it. And you guys have been hard at work on this thing, and
absolutely.
And I have no doubts this is going to be it's going to be one for the ages. I'm really looking forward to it. I did have one more question about this. The parts that you started with, was it like a floor tile or?
It's one of those wall tiles. Not tile. It's a wall block.
Right.
That you make windows from. Some people use them.
It looked really familiar, and what it reminded me of was years ago, my mom had gotten a hold of, and she still has them. She swears she's going to do this someday. She'd gotten a hold of some of the old lights, the runway lights from the old airport, and the way they look, they're domed on the top, and they look like UFOs.
Mm-hmm.
And so she swore up and down she was going to make these UFO lights for our front yard. That was 20 years ago.
I think I like your mom.
It was no.
She speaks my language.
It's never happened.
That's okay.
It's in the to-do pile.
That's really okay.
Now she's a pig farmer.
It's her imagination.
This is our mantra.
Exactly.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
And hey, I'll tell you what. There's a lot of folks that were gonna and then did, and those folks are gonna have all their wares out at the Holiday Magic Art and Craft Show, the 40th annual. Really excited for this one. November 19th and 20th at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds. Again, tickets available at the door. Where can folks get more information?
They can go on our website or our Facebook page, and they can find out some information there. It is at the Holiday Magic at outlook.com is our email address.
Is it Holiday Magic?
Holiday.
Day Magic at outlook.com.
They can, if they have any questions on it, they can go to our Facebook page, Holiday Magic, and they'll see everything there.
There's 4 of us, and we answer questions and provide any information.
Remember that when you come out to this thing. Remember that when you see the expanse of I'm assuming the commercial building, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
When you see the commercial building filled with artisans, crafters, things that are handmade, one of a kind, 4 people. Y'all are like the 4 horsemen.
The horsemen.
The 4 horsewomen.
Thank you.
Yes.
Did you see me? My hackles go up. Horsewomen.
That's right.
Horsewomen.
How dare you, sir? But it's going to be great. And yeah, you guys are awesome. You guys have made magic happen. Pardon the pun. And I have no doubt you guys are going to keep this going for years to come. So thank you so much. Well, obviously you're not. You're done. You're gonna hang it up and enjoy things.
Enjoy
life.
No,
she's not off the hook.
What's going to happen is you're going to enjoy things for about a year, and
Yes.
then you're going to get the itch, and then you're going to come back in like a supervisory capacity.
No, she's not going anywhere.
She's not allowed to leave.
No.
We're slashing her tires. I should have said that. She told me off air.
I'm leaving the workforce, and I'll focus on Holiday Magic
There
full
you go.
time.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
So folks, come on out Friday and Saturday, November 19th and 20th at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds. It's the 40th annual Holiday Magic Arts and Crafts Show, and it's going to be an absolute blast. Ladies, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your effort. And you live your craft, and
Exactly.
it shows. So thank you.
Thank
guys
you so much for having us. We appreciate it.
We appreciate you.
Okay.
Those involved as well. It will still be a while before the zoo is ready to open the pond to the public. Information on that will be announced in the future as plans develop for the pond's reopening. And the Roswell Museum and Art Center, Southeast New Mexico's leading cultural institution, is introducing a new identity and logo as the Roswell Museum. The last significant change to the museum's visual identity was in 2006. The name change to the Roswell Museum was implemented to clarify the institution's diverse range of exhibitions and programming to the local community and beyond. The mission of the museum is to inspire discovery and creativity along with cultural understanding of the American Southwest and the greater community. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello reporting.
Turn up your radio. Here's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
In terms of the Democratic Party infighting, that's not going well, as Joe Manchin now has said he's not buying Biden's claim that Build Back Better New Green Deal socialism will lower inflation. Oh, and we're about to hit a record high gas prices starting with the state of California. Record highs. Let me repeat, record high. Afghanistan was preventable. Borders were preventable. Inflation was preventable. The high cost of energy and everything we buy and purchase was preventable. Dealing tougher with China and Russia, being weak. The outcome, that was all preventable too. We actually would need a president that's awake and knows what day of the week it is, though. That's been a little hard.
Check out the Sean Hannity radio show later today, right here.
Hey parents, here's some good news for America's future. Kids ages 5 to 11 are now eligible for a COVID vaccine. That means all those future CEOs and artists, world-class chefs and sports stars, the engineers and the innovators are eligible for a vaccine that can help protect their future. And it's specifically formulated just for them. Find vaccines near you at vaccines.gov. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why NMMI kind of pummeled Tyler 49-13 earlier in the season. Now, this last week, the Broncos piled up 540 yards of offense led by quarterback Diego Pavia. Defensive back Joseph Norwood picked off 2 passes for interceptions. But this week, you get to see a Tyler team quarterbacked by General Booty. Not kidding. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell Talk FM 106.5.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Rich Thomason. The number of Americans applying for unemployment benefits down for the 7th week in a row, hitting a pandemic low of 268,000.
The Labor Department says jobless claims dipped by 1,000 last week from the week before. The drop in the number of applications for unemployment aid reflects the labor market's strong recovery from last year's intense coronavirus recession. The 4-week average of claims also fell to a pandemic low of just below 273,000.
That's correspondent Jeremy House. Retailer Macy's reports turning a profit. In the third quarter, sales surged 36%. Shoppers started buying dresses, luggage, and other goods that fell to the bottom of the shopping list last year. Stocks sank into the red at mid-morning on Wall Street, the Dow off about 0.5%. With business, I'm Rich Thomason.
George Wyatt was a family man. He was married to a wonderful woman that had 4 children. It was a time of war, and the Union Army needed Wyatt to go into battle. About that time, he was about to go off to war. A young man named Richard Pratt volunteered to go in his place. Pratt, the single and more youthful man, was ready to fight for his country. The Army gave its approval, and Richard Pratt went off to fight in the place of George Wyatt. It wasn't long before Pratt would be killed in battle. In time, the Army came looking for George Wyatt to go to battle. He protested, explaining that Pratt went for him. When the Army looked in the records, there was his name, George Wyatt, deceased. You see, Richard Pratt died so that Wyatt didn't have to die. True story. Also a true story, Jesus died for you, so you won't have to die. You're loved. Remember that this week.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
There's magic in the air. The 40th annual Holiday Magic Art and Craft Show. Friday and Saturday, November 19th and 20th at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds, featuring a variety of unique handmade creations by artists, artisans, and crafters from New Mexico and Texas, mixing returning favorites with many new exhibitors. Featured artists include Judy Alvarez and Wandine Phipps from Artesia, New Mexico. Find an array of unique crafts such as fine art, jewelry, pottery, glass and woodwork, women's and children's apparel, leatherwork, stuffed bears, and sweet green chili. Tasty treats like pumpkin rolls by Deborah Lucas, Keek's Tie, Sandra's Roasted Corn, mini donuts by Karen Hendricks, and plenty more. Door prizes including nativity sets, paintings, gift certificates, and more. Admission is $2 and kids 12 and under are free. Google Holiday Magic 2021 to learn more. Holiday Magic, November 19th and 20th at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds. Put a little magic into your holiday season. Get up to $4,000 overbook at Roswell Nissan. You heard that right. Up to $4,000 overbook for your trade. Trade values are setting records, so bring it in and upgrade. With $1 down, no payments till next year, and up to $4,000 for your trade, now is the time. Roswell Nissan has special programs available that can make it happen for you regardless of your situation. Get a free turkey with an appraisal and free AirPods with a qualified test drive. Up to $4,000 overbook. On now at Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd.
Times are changing, and today's funerals aren't always the sad and solemn events you might expect. This is Gabriel Casaus from Lagrone Funeral Chapel. Along with hymns and scriptures, today's funeral services are often filled with fish stories, country songs, and a joke or two, golf clubs and hot rods, favorite recipes, and kitchen disasters. At Lagrone Funeral Chapel, we believe a funeral should reflect your loved one's personality, passion, and sense of humor. When you lose a loved one, we're here, because at Lagrone Funeral Chapel and Crematory, we make it personal.
900 South Main, Roswell.
Having trouble keeping up with the conversation? Here on Earth Hearing Center can help. Here on Earth is locally owned and operated and have been serving Southeast New Mexico since 1955. Let their experience help you with a free hearing assessment. If you do need a hearing device, they will guide you through every step of the process. They accept all types of insurance, including Medicaid, and all of their devices are made right here in the USA. Call and schedule your appointment today, 575-622-0375, or come by 2800 North Main, Suite 2, across from Target in Roswell. Here on Earth Hearing Center, get back in the conversation.
Make it a November to remember at Roswell Honda. They've knocked the absolute stuffing out of the prices across the lot, so you'll save a gravy boatload. Like a 2015 Nissan Rogue for just $209 a month, a 2012 Civic for just $164 a month, or a 2012 Dodge Caravan for just $109 a month. Get a free turkey and a 12-pack of Pepsi just for stopping by, a pumpkin pie with a qualified test drive, and a $25 Albertsons gift card with a purchase. And register to win a $400 Visa shopping spree. November to remember, on now at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Due to extreme pressure and weather conditions, it literally rains diamonds on Neptune and Uranus. Stop snickering because I said Uranus. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 9:52. Got a few minutes here before we wrap up today's show. If you missed any part of it, you can go back and check it out at your leisure. We replayed a couple interviews. Elliot Rodriguez with CMG Financial. We played that in the 7 o'clock hour. You can find that right now in our archive section at ksvptv.com in the Mornings with Mike Winters channel. In the 8 o'clock hour, we had Mayor Dennis Kentai join us. Tonight is City Council meeting. I know it's a week later than normal, but the second Thursday of the month was last week, which was Veterans Day, so which is a federal and city holiday. So they pushed it back. So it's tonight, 6 p.m., out at same normal place, the convention center and the chamber there, the city council chamber. Big thing on the agenda tonight is redistricting for the city. County's doing it as we speak. You can go watch it if you are so inclined on Facebook. Just follow the Chaves County Facebook page, and they're streaming their commission meeting right now. And when I was looking a few minutes ago, they were in the heart of talking about redistricting. So, matter of fact, if you don't want to watch that but want to know what they're talking about, tune in tomorrow in the 8 o'clock hour. We'll have County Manager Bill Williams join us, and he'll give us all the skinny on that. Matter of fact, tune in the 7 o'clock hour. Mayor will be back to recap tonight's city council meeting. So that's we'll have a lot of recaps from tonight's and today's meetings for you tomorrow. But the mayor previewed tonight's meeting. You can check that out during the day today at your leisure at ksvptv.com. And then, of course, we just replayed our interview with Vera and Trina from the Holiday Magic craft show, which is happening this weekend out at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds, Friday and Saturday out there. Again, you can go back and check that interview out at your leisure, ksvptv.com. So I got a few minutes here, so I'll talk a little television. This past Tuesday, I've been watching on FX. They had the it's called Impeachment. It's basically the Monica Lewinsky, Bill Clinton story there, back when he was president, and the scandal with Monica Lewinsky. It's their America crime drama series that they do. They did one on OJ a couple years ago. Well, they just finished the one on the impeachment and Monica Lewinsky and Bill Clinton and all that. And so the final episode aired Tuesday. It was last Tuesday, not this Tuesday. I'm sorry, I'm a week behind. I didn't watch it till over the weekend. I was interested to see it and watching it, and then I watched it, and I mean, it was intriguing to watch, I guess. But after, I guess it's probably interesting if you didn't live during that time and didn't know. I guess I found it kind of interesting because I was alive during that time. Now, some of it I kind of missed because I was in the military a lot during the Clinton administration. And some of the Lewinsky stuff and some of that, I was just deployed, so I wasn't in it. And we didn't have smartphones and everything back in the day where you could just look that stuff up. I really didn't follow the story as close because I was usually overseas or doing something, I was talking yesterday, and we got to talking about the Columbine shooting. And I was like, well, I missed all the hubbub about that. I was in Italy at the time that occurred. And again, this was the 90s where, the internet was out and everything, but no one was carrying smartphones. I mean, shoot, I think at that point, people weren't even really carrying cell phones in any kind of major capacity. Some rich people and stuff had them back then, car phones and whatnot. But the masses were not carrying phones in that part of the 90s. So I really didn't know a whole lot about the Columbine or even the Monica Lewinsky stuff. I just I'd see a little bit on the news here and there, but I wasn't following it as close as many Americans were because I just wasn't around all of that. But watching the show, and after watching, I was like, well, I mean, I didn't learn anything new here. It just kind of cemented the characters in the way they were portrayed in the story. This particular, the American crime drama, this series, I'm pretty sure it slants towards, because Monica Lewinsky, and why I say it that way is because the story is kind of told through her, I think. I think she's one of the executive producers of this show, and so I got a feeling that everything we saw in this American crime drama was through the lens of Monica. So you're seeing her angle. So there's probably a lot of dramatization. I mean, there certainly is on the conversations that are going on in the White House and these private conversations and all of that. But it was interesting. I watched it. I'm glad I saw it. It was okay. Is it anything that blew me away? No.
You know what I can't wait for is next season.
Which one's?
Well, basically they said you've seen the drama, you've seen the story, and then the chair turns around. Hear my take. I got opinions. I'm gonna share them with you.
Well, and you wonder.
I'm just waiting to hear Bill's side of things.
Yeah, I'm wondering. Well, they're not going to, but I wonder, how much of that story is a perception from one side.
I mean,
I'm not saying none of it's true because I believe everything that happened.
I feel like it was taken from all sorts of different angles, including yes, Monica, who was an executive producer, but also the Star Report and all those other areas.
But I think some of the dramatization, because and I ain't gonna lie, they really do. And they did this with the OJ trial. They do this with the OJ show, and then they did it with the with this one. They get like the characters of the day. Like in this one, Drudge and what's her name? What's her name? The lady pundit that everyone hates, Ann Coulter.
Oh, Coulter.
The matter of fact, the lady that they have playing Ann Coulter is what's her name? Colby. She was in How I Met Your
Colby
Mother.
Smulders?
Yeah, How I Met Your Mother and the Avengers movies.
Right.
Yeah, that's who plays Ann Coulter. And then they get somebody to play Matt Drudge, but they give them that. And I don't know if they act like this in real life, but it's almost like their TV version of them,
like the evil version,
and the way their accents and their over the top, like man, see man, you know, it's just very like Matt Drudge. They kind of play him out as almost like, and then maybe he is this, I don't know. But,
I'm curious now.
But they kind of play him out like he's some kind of like 40s news reporter living in the wrong time. You know, he kind of acts like that.
You think you've got a scoop? Well, let me show you something. I got something for you.
That's how they portray him in that, and it's kind of weird.
Neat.
But anyway.
I have to go back and check it out.
Yeah. We got to go, but yeah, it's if you get bored, it's worth a couple hours. We'll talk to you bright and early. Friday show, 7 a.m. tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Till then, take care.
See you.
Roswell's home for talk radio is 106.5